Back to our latest live stream. I hope everybody's having a fantastic evening so far. It has been a fairly busy evening already, and we're probably going to see more severe storms fire up again across the central plains, all the way back through areas like Minnesota. It's a pretty large area today that we're going to be watching. We've had several storms already today that have been producing some pretty significant hail. So I'm going to give you the latest breakdown on everything that you need to know in this live stream and in this forecast, and really everything that you need to know right now that's ongoing, because we do have a lot of storms out there, as I mentioned before, some of them producing some fairly significant hail. Before we get too far into it, make sure to hit the like button real quick for me. It helps the page out a lot. Also, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well. All right, let's get right into it. So as of right now, beginning with Kansas, this is near Lincoln, Kansas, we actually have an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning for hen egg sized hail. That is basically lime sized hail that we're seeing here that's currently moving off to the east towards areas like Beverly over the next several minutes, as well as Tescott just back out to the east along 18. Our latest report with this storm, which was confirmed, was ping pong ball sized hail by law enforcement. It is an observed threat, though, up to hen egg sized hail. So we may have seen some 2-inch diameter sized hail with this storm. Again, it is currently tracking out to the east. It was a bit more impressive about 15 minutes ago. It has been weakening slightly, so it might be slightly lower in terms of hailstone sizes, maybe closer to like ping pong ball sized hail with that cell. Back out to the north, we have another little cell that developed. This one was warned for $half sized hail. That is going to be moving off to the northeast. That one does not seem like it'll be newly warned. If anything, maybe some isolated quarter-sized hail. We do have another warning back out in northern Kansas for quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds near Marysville, which, as you may know, a few months ago, I actually covered a storm in Marysville that was tornado warned. So this area has already been pounded with severe weather so far this summer. Obviously, this is another warning to have to watch out for if you're in Marysville for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and quarter-sized hail. By the way, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in Oklahoma that's been pretty significant so far today. It's actually just one single cell near VC and just south of Sharon as of right now. This has been producing 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds and potentially hail that has reached as high as ping pong balls. So this is another storm to watch for very closely. It is now warned for quarter-sized hail, but Muttle, as well as going out toward Highway 183, those areas will be impacted here pretty soon. Our only hail report with this storm was quarter-sized back out in western Oklahoma. So obviously just one cell, but going to be something to watch for if you're out in northwestern Oklahoma. Other than that, a few storms ongoing back down here to the south. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch ongoing until midnight tonight from Omaha back down through Emporia into Kansas. So this will be an area, again, our hotspot for tonight for potential for up to tennis ball sized hail, along with the potential for winds up to 70 miles per hour and maybe even a couple of tornadoes. So this will be an area to watch for tonight. Back over into areas in the Midwest, going closer to Iowa, near Des Moines, we actually have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that's been issued for this area near Norwalk, as well as Martinsdale, Spring Hill are all included, as well as Des Moines. This is for the potential for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and quarter-sized hail. So if you're in Des Moines, just a heads up for you. Again, severe thunderstorm warning going toward your direction. Also, another storm down here to the south that has really intensified here recently is currently warned for up to ping pong ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. That is near Williamson, as well as near going towards Russell, as well as Melrose. So again, this is a very strong storm, and you can see a very large hail core on this. And I was actually looking at this before we went live. There was a pretty large hail core that was beginning to develop, so we very well may have higher hail than ping pong ball size. Let me go over to the hail radar, and we'll take a look and see what we're looking at here in terms of hailstone sizes. And there you go. So it just got upgraded. So now it's up to hen egg sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. And here's a look at the hail radar. So it is definitely blown up. It's actually estimating around tennis ball sized hail. So anywhere out in front of this, Williamson, Russell, Melrose, again, make sure that you are getting away from windows. There's definitely some pretty significant hailstone sizes coming out of this storm. Again, right now being estimated by radar is around tennis ball sized. But one thing to note is that the warning is for hen egg sized hail. So it might be a little bit lower than that. Obviously, sometimes the radar does overestimate it, but we are definitely looking at a pretty significant amount of hail right now going towards those areas. Again, just south of Des Moines is where that storm is as of right now. Now, another area that we have to watch tonight, I know there's a lot of areas tonight, but we have another area to watch tonight as well. Another severe thunderstorm watch is ongoing for areas in Minnesota, and you can see we do have a warning ongoing as of right now. Another large hail core you can see just down to the southwest of, I can't tell what lake that is. Let me take a look real quick. Squaw Lake. So just southwest there of Squaw Lake, you can see there's an ongoing severe thunderstorm thunderstorm warning. Again, ping pong ball sized hail and as well 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds possible here. Again, we have a lot of severe weather tonight that's expected, and this is another area to watch for tonight. And also, this watch is for hail up to the size of ping pong balls, winds up to 60 miles per hour. Obviously, we may have an isolated storm that goes above those thresholds, as well as maybe an isolated brief or weak tornado. But the tornado threat is definitely a little bit lower up this direction in comparison down to the south, where we're expecting a little bit higher of a tornado potential, as mentioned before. So there's gonna be a lot to watch tonight across these areas. Let's go back to the storm right now that's again producing hen egg sized hail southwest of Williamson. Again, a fairly large hail core here that is right along Highway 34 and just to the west right now of 14. It's actually about to cross over 14. So again, very significant hail coming out of the storm near in Iowa, again, southeast of Des Moines. Definitely make sure you're aware of this storm if you're anywhere near Russell or Melrose. Again, back out to the east, couple areas to watch here pretty closely. Again, very significant severe thunderstorm warning though that we're looking at as of right now. I'm going to take a look real quick and see if we do have any photos or videos coming in for you across these areas. As I mentioned before, if you do have any photos or videos, by the way, you can feel free to send them in to me on Twitter. That's linked in the description below. Otherwise, welcome everybody. Hope everybody's having a fantastic evening if you're just tuning in. Again, tonight's live stream will be across areas in the Midwest, Central Plains, and Northern Plains. Tomorrow, I may go live. It's kind of going to be 50-50 because I have some studying to do. But tomorrow will be another severe weather potential across the Midwest, which it seems like actually threats of severe weather will be higher tomorrow than today. And it's obviously impacting a lot more people. So we'll be watching that pretty closely. Take a look at this real quick. All right, there we go. Alrighty, welcome everybody. How's everybody doing today? Welcome. And busy night ahead. We're going to be covering a lot tonight, and I'm going to try my best to kind of keep up with the chat, but there's a lot of warnings coming in right now, so let me just kind of get a little bit of a rundown here real quick. An update on the Lincoln County, Kansas severe thunderstorm warning. It's been downgraded to ping pong ball sized hail. It is now, it's still 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds, though. Let me actually take a look at the velocities. We haven't done that yet. And let's go back over to the live radar. Okay, so the velocities down here are definitely glitched out, but we are seeing some high winds here near Russell. So just a heads up, maybe some 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Again, the storm near Des Moines as of right now is really more of a, I would say, probably a quarter-sized hailstorm more than anything. I think the hail threat is more probably pronounced than anything. I don't see a whole lot of downburst winds, at least by the velocities, but definitely can't rule out some isolated 50 to 60-mile-per-hour winds, again, as that moves off to the northeast. Let's go back down into Kansas real quick. Let's real quickly take a look at the velocities on these storms as well, just in case I've hopefully not missed anything. And yeah, not a whole lot of rotation on this storm as of right now. And the one back near Blue Rapids is definitely not really rotating at all. So we'll have to watch these storms closely. As I mentioned before, there is a tornado threat tonight. It's not high, but it's low. We'll have to watch it closely. Again, there might be an isolated tornado or two, so we're going to be monitoring that potential very closely. Again, the best chance for that threat will be across areas in southwestern Iowa and even maybe southern Iowa, as well as northwestern Missouri, even portions of central and northeastern Kansas, and as well as southeastern Nebraska is our best potential for maybe an isolated tornado threat tonight. But again, that is a low threat, so just keep that in mind. All right, let me back over to Twitter real quick. Again, large hail core here near Williamson. This is, again, kind of southeast of Des Moines as of right now. Okay, cool. I haven't missed anything yet. All right, there we go. Keep all the bad stuff away from the Kansas City Metro. I don't know. Look at this hail core, by the way. Whoa, look at this. This just exploded. We are definitely seeing an increase in hailstone sizes, especially here. I've been trying to avoid saying this name. I got to figure out the pronunciation real quick. I feel like really not say the name right, but is it Sheraton? Hopefully I'm right on that name, but if it's Sheraton, there's a very large hail core right next to Sheraton right now, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be around at least 10 egg-sized hail, maybe as large as tennis balls right now near Sheraton as of right now. And this is a large hail core that has just exploded here in Iowa. That is definitely a bit of an increase from the last scan. We'll take a look at the hail radar here in a second. Sheraton, thank you. Okay, Sheraton. Appreciate it, Matthew. Or appreciate it. Wait, who said that? Oh, Clay, thank you. When was the last tornado warning in Colorado? Either August or July, one of the two. We do have an update, by the way. It has been now an observed threat in Monroe County, as well as Lucas County, Iowa. This is now an observed threat on the hail, so we are at least at hen egg-sized hail as of right now. That may have increased, though, in the last 2 minutes. The hail core just, it looked like exploded there near Sheraton, so just keep that in mind. That, again, this is a pretty big increase of hail in this region. Trying to make sure I didn't miss any other warnings. And again, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Des Moines. That's 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-sized hail. We do have a new warning in Ottawa County, Kansas, for ping pong ball-sized hail. Let's go over to that. I think that's in far western, or that's actually over here. Let's go take a look at it. Again, brand new severe thunderstorm warning. This is for ping pong ball-sized hail. This is north of Interstate 70. This is going to include areas like Minneapolis, Tescott, and Culver. And not to get you confused with Minneapolis, Minnesota, this is Kansas. So just keep that in mind. But again, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and as well as a little bit of ping pong ball-sized hail may occur with this storm. And again, we are currently sitting at 9 severe thunderstorm warnings, and we do have another brand new severe thunderstorm warning, make that 10. We have another one that has just been issued in Minnesota for Cass County, and as well as Tasca County. Let's hop back up to here. We do have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. And I don't think it's appeared. Oh, there we go. So it just appeared. Brand new severe thunderstorm warning on this storm. This is going over just near Squaw Lake. This is for 60-mile-per-hour winds, and as well as ping pong ball-sized hail. So again, another severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued in Minnesota. Again, a very active evening ahead, and we just got a new warning up here. So again, pretty significant storm here. That's going to be going towards 46 over the next several minutes, and northwest of Deer River. Let me go and put a track on this storm as well. We'll go and put a little timing guide on here if you're anywhere in Minnesota. Again, this is kind of in a rural area of Minnesota, I would think. I'm pretty sure it is, but this is a look at the track. So Squaw Lake is really the only area in track of this, and that'll be right around 7:02. So other than that, Hibbing maybe after 9 o'clock is your estimated time of arrival on that supercell as of right now. We'll have to watch that one closely because, again, we do have enough of a low-level jet for maybe a little bit of rotation. We have another severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued because the other one's about to expire for Marysville. That's for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. That also includes Oquito. So, again, potential for 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-sized hail. Again, another brand new warning here in northeastern Kansas. And also we have a new report coming in. This is the one that had an observed hail threat near Cheriton. That is for golf ball sized hail. So that was confirmed in Lucas 10 minutes ago. We now have our latest radar update near Cheriton of a even bigger hail core, it looks like, that may be as high as tennis ball sized hail right now. So if you're in Cheriton, get away from windows. There's some pretty significant hail here. Again, this is just north of Highway 34. Very large hail definitely possible here as this continues to march out to the east. Man. Crazy evening already. And again, if you're just tuning in, hit the like button. It helps more people to be able to see this, especially for those that are in this area. Again, we are seeing some significant severe weather already. I'm going to see if we have any hail reports or anything like that via Twitter. But yeah, we are definitely looking at a significant hail core here that is currently moving near Cheriton and northwest of Russell, north of Highway 34. Yeah, we got some really crazy storms building up, by the way. A lot of cloud development, especially across areas, again, over in Kansas. That's where we're really primed for severe weather tonight. It seems like a lot of cloud development is going to continue at least over the next hour or two as we start to see more supercells develop. So we'll have to watch that closely. But again, over in the Midwest and Iowa, we're still seeing a fairly large hail core here. Again, that is near Cheriton, south of Williamson as of right now. The warning is for hen egg sized hail. It very well may be larger though. Again, our most recent report was about 12 minutes ago. That was confirmed at golf ball sized hail, but the latest updates on the radar are definitely showing higher hailstone sizes. So again, we very well may be a little bit higher on the hailstone size here near Cheriton. Let me go back over here real quick. We'll see if we have any new updates. As of right now, I'm not seeing any as of right now. Am I going live Sunday night? You mean tomorrow? I might go live tomorrow. We'll see. Thoughts on Fiona? You can check out my latest forecast. They have my thoughts on there. But they'll probably stay out to sea. Let me go back over to here real quick. We're actually at 11 severe thunderstorm warnings, but I believe 3 of them are about to expire. So I'm going to keep the counter at 9 for now. Latest radar update still showing a fairly large hail core here. Let's take a quick look at the velocities. Not seeing a whole lot. Okay, good news. I was about to say, it looks like it's trying to develop a little inflow on the southern end there, so we'll have to watch the storm again pretty closely. This is an area that saw a lot of rain today, so the overall atmosphere in this area should be a bit more stable, but as of right now, obviously, this is a pretty big exception near Williamson, and as well as Cheriton. Seeing a big exception. Any tornado warnings yet? Nope, not yet. But I don't think we'll see a whole lot of a tornado threat tonight. Might see a couple of tornado warnings. We'll have to wait and see. Again, overall storms have not been rotating to an insane amount yet. In my opinion, the best chance for an isolated tornado or two will be between about 8 o'clock to about 10 o'clock. That's kind of my time frame in Central Time. So, but otherwise, I think the hail threat and damaging wind threat are really going to be primary threats tonight, and especially the hail threat. I mean, we've already seen some pretty significant hail tonight. You'd seen your Beverly, as for example, in the latest radar update, showing a bit more of a hail core developing again. This storm originally was warned for hen egg-sized hail. The new warning is for ping pong ball-sized hail. This might get updated if that hail core continues into Tescott as well as Culver and Minneapolis. So this will be something to watch, again, as this moves out to the east. New mesoscale discussion for Iowa. All right, let me take a look. Thank you. See on this storm again. This is over in Kansas that we're currently in. We've been covering the storms in Iowa. We're also looking at Minnesota tonight. So, mesoscale discussion literally just get issued. Guessing it just got issued. It would only be on Twitter. All right, it's on Twitter. So watch is possible in Iowa this evening. That would be for central and southern Iowa. Storms may increase in coverage later this evening with a threat of large hail. So the hail threat is obviously going to probably be the primary threat there in Iowa tonight. As you could already see, we were already seeing pretty significant hail. So also localized flash flooding possible in southern Iowa. So we have a couple of updates there. And that's obviously, without a doubt, possible just due to the fact of how much rain they've already seen this morning, and additional rain is coming. So, but this storm, obviously, as I mentioned before, has been a big hail producer. It seems like it's weakening a smidge, so that's good news. But a lot of storms out there as of right now, and again, a lot of hail with these storms as well. Were these storms expected for tonight? Yep, they were. Yep, I had them in my forecast yesterday or today. I think they were in my forecast yesterday. But yeah. These were definitely expected thunderstorms. And tomorrow, for those that are wondering, there's an update. I'm going to real quickly mention it while we do have a break in at least the amount of warnings that we have real quick. Tomorrow is going to shift to the east. So severe weather will be possible in Illinois, which would include even areas like Chicago, Springfield, Minneapolis, as well as even into Indiana. So Fort Wayne's going to be included tomorrow, back into areas in even northern Missouri, southeastern Iowa. Damaging winds, large hail, definitely threats, but this is something that's a little interesting tomorrow. There is actually a brown shaded region there. That's a 5% probability of maybe a couple of tornadoes. So this is an area to watch for tomorrow. Obviously, we might see this change. We saw it change several times today, so it's definitely not out of the question it changes. But tomorrow may be another interesting day. We do have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, for Red Oak, Stanton, Grant, Elliott. That is for $50 sized hail. That's for Montgomery County, Iowa. So again, brand new warning here. This warning expires at 7:45 Central Time. Another warning there. Let's go back down here to the south real quick. And we do have a hail report from recently of nickel-sized hail near Maxville, by the way. So that's we have a couple of storms down here that are strong. They're not severe. The overall environment's a little bit less favorable down there for at least hail. This storm, by the way, near Tescott is definitely increasing hailstone sizes. I mean, we're talking potentially now back up closer to golf ball size, if not maybe a little bit larger, heading toward Tescott as of right now, again, in Kansas. So this is a storm to definitely watch for very closely, again, as this continues to track out to the east. A big hail core here as well, again, near Tescott, northwest of Culver. Going right back over to Twitter real quick. We'll see if we have any storm stuff on here real quick. Not seeing any as of right now. By the way, for those that might be in Puerto Rico, we do have a hurricane warning that's been issued there. So stay safe if you're in Puerto Rico. That's kind of out of the blue, but that was issued a little while ago. Hey, John, how you doing? From Cedar Rapids. Stay safe there. Hope you're doing well tonight. There's been some crazy storms in Iowa, to say the least. We do have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that's been issued for, I think this is new, for Great Bend, Ellenwood, Chase, Hollywood, I can't talk, Chafflin, as well as Bushton, all included for a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and as well as ping pong ball sized hail. Again, another severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for this area. Again, a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings already tonight. And this is, again, a brand new one that's just been issued. Gorilla hail. I don't think we'll see gorilla hail tonight, but definitely not. It's definitely not out of the question that we see maybe a little bit of tennis ball sized hail. And again, this is a pretty impressive looking storm here near Great Bend and Ellenwood. And this is another storm that we'll have to watch closely. Again, not nearly as favorable an environment down here. The lapse rates are higher down, or they're actually a little bit higher down this direction. That would increase the hail potential, but overall, not an overly favorable environment for really severe weather. But we do have a warning there. So a little exception again to the storms. The storm over here, by the way, near Beverly, here's a look at the velocities. You can see the reds. That's the winds going away from the radar. Not a whole lot of rotation, though, here. If there were to be any rotation, it had to be over here somewhere. We're not seeing really any sort of green or red mixture, so good news as of right now in terms of the tornado potential near Culver and Tescott, but definitely a bit more of a concerning feature is this massive hail core that's going toward Tescott and northwest of Culver. So, yeah, we'll be watching that storm pretty closely as that approaches those areas. So real quickly, update you on Iowa. Haven't really touched a whole lot of Minnesota. Again, there's only one severe thunderstorm warning there. We'll be watching that one, but it is in a fairly rural area as of right now, so I'm not overly concerned at this given time on that storm. Back near Chariton and Russell, though, we do have an ongoing storm again, still warned for 60-mile-per-hour winds, and a little bit of hen egg-sized hail along with that. Again, this storm's currently moving off to the east at about 35 miles per hour. Actually, let me go and put a timing guide on this one. Give an idea of where this is going to be heading here over the next little while. It does seem like it's on a little bit of a weakening trend. Again, a much more stable environment, I would say, back out to the east from all that rain that they've seen so far today. But here's the timing guide on the left side of your screen. Again, Albia right around 7:31, Eddyville 7:47, Blakesburg right around 7:48, Agency 8:15, Eldon right around 8:24, Batavia right around 8:27, Libertyville 8:38, Fairfield 8:45, and Birmingham right around 8:48. Again, that's your timing on this supercell. Again, this one's been much stronger at times, but it's a little bit weaker now. How fast does the hail come down at? That's a good question. I don't think it's 100 miles per hour. It's a little less than that. Hey, stay safe, channel. Stay safe. I know Puerto Rico's gonna get pounded, unfortunately. I think it's 100 though. So just according to the National Weather Service, it's 9 to 25 miles per hour for small hailstones, and then 25 to 40 miles per hour for larger hailstones. So they go a little bit faster the larger they are. Yeah, I was about to say 100 miles per hour is kind of fast. If it came down at 100 miles per hour, we'd see a lot more car damage from pea-sized hail. And we'd see a lot more hail damage from any hailstone size to begin with. So, hey Jackson, how you doing? Welcome back. Let me see if we have any photos coming in real quick. We have a lot of photos of just the storms overall, obviously developing. We don't have any tornado warnings ongoing as of right now, but we'll be monitoring that again pretty closely. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning in Adams and Cass County, Iowa for quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. That is out in front of the other storm. This is a different supercell here. That is north of Elliott, near Griswold, along with Cumberland, and just north of Grant, basically, along Highway 92. Again, a little storm formed here. That is moving off to the northeast. Brand new warning there for quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. So, be something to watch for here pretty closely. By the way, I kind of want to bring this up, the infrared imagery. This is kind of an interesting feature to show you on radar while we got a second in between warnings. This is just a look at the evolution over the last couple of hours of the storms that have developed, and especially at least across areas in the Midwest and the Central Plains. But here's your big complex of storms from this morning. That's been able to stabilize the atmosphere decent amount, not entirely, but a decent amount back up there in Iowa. That's preventing a decent amount, at least severe weather in southeastern Iowa tonight, for the most part. But we do have a couple exceptions, as I mentioned before. But back down here, you can see the storms that are developing here. These are the ones that have the best chance for severe weather tonight. And again, damaging winds, large hail, a couple of tornadoes, all going to be possibilities tonight. So, going to be an area to watch for very closely tonight. Let me back over to the live radar. We have a couple of updates coming in. As of right now, a new update on the Marshall County, Kansas storm. I believe it's this one. We do have an update that is now up to quarter-sized hail still, but this has been an observed threat. So we do have somebody that's observed quarter-sized hail near Marysville. So again, that's our brand new update here. We do have an update on the Lincoln County, Kansas storm, which is back down this direction. Let me go put it on the radar here. The Lincoln County, Kansas storm is right here. That is going to be condensed a little bit, but other than that, it is warned for 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds, along with ping-pong ball-sized hail. And our ping-pong ball-sized hail threat right now is moving into Tescott and as well as Culver. Again, pretty large hail core here, riding right along 18. So again, if you're traveling along 18, make sure you are getting away from the storm and not going towards it, because that is a very large hail core, as I mentioned before. A lot of hail coming out of these storms as of right now. Back over to Twitter and see if we have any new photos coming in. And again, if you're anywhere near these storms, if you're a safe distance away, if you have any photos or videos, feel free to send them in to me again on Twitter. My link is in the description below. All right, back to chat. Anything for Florida? No, nothing right now. Florida is staying safe so far this season, especially from the tropics. Anything for Topeka? Yeah, there's a possibility. Maybe a little bit later. If you had any storms tonight, they're not going to be at least until 10 or 11 o'clock. I mean, you're probably going to be another 3 to 4 hours. I mean, the watch goes until 12 o'clock in Kansas tonight, for reference. So, we have been upgraded on a warning. So, a brand new upgrade on this storm that I'm actually looking at right now. The one that I was mentioning before that might be up to golf ball sized hail has now been updated. So Ottawa County, Kansas now upgraded to golf ball sized hail, along with the potential now for 70-mile-per-hour winds. It's not updated on my end, but that is a brand new severe thunderstorm warning update on this storm. Again, for Tescott, along with Culver down this direction, Minneapolis also included. Again, west of Highway 81, a big upgrade again on the hail core that we're seeing here, back up to now to golf ball sized, along with 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Let me go back over to the velocities real quick. We'll see if there's any rotation on this one. Didn't seem like there was a whole lot before. And yeah, it looks to be more of a wind threat and hail threat at this given time. Again, if it's able to organize a bit more further off to the east, we may see something different out of that. We have another update on another warning. That's from Montgomery County, Iowa. It's up to $half sized hail. Winds have been downgraded to under 60 miles per hour. So we're not seeing a wind threat. It's more of a hail threat. A very active evening ahead. We currently are at 12 severe thunderstorm warnings, by the way. So we are, again, a lot of warnings as of right now. Yeah, make sure my warning counter center, because it's not. There we go. All right, cool. Yeah, again, a lot of warnings out there. And this is the one, again, in Kansas near Tescott, as well as Culver. Again, this is the one producing up now to golf ball sized hail. No problem, channel. Pretty interactive. I think the Indiana tornado potential is bad tomorrow. Well, I mean, it's not high. It's kind of on the low side still. I mean, with today, we were looking at a pretty low threat as well. We still are. But tomorrow is going to be probably still a low threat. It might be slightly higher than today, but I don't think it'll be much higher than really today. I think it's like barely. So if I were to say today's like a 2% chance, for example, within a, whatever radius, tomorrow will be like a 2.2% chance, basically. I mean, it's not going to be a big increase by any means, but I would say tomorrow is going to be kind of similar to today, but there's going to be a lot more storm activity tomorrow for sure, especially across, again, areas in the Midwest like Chicago, back through areas in Illinois. Pretty large risk tomorrow, but I know it's a 5% probability tomorrow, but I do think that threat is pretty low still for tomorrow. Overall, storm development doesn't seem to be the best as of right now, at least on the future computer models, and the whole entire setup isn't the most prime. We do have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning for Iowa. This, I believe, is the one that's back up near Des Moines, and it is. So we have an update on this storm. This is now up to quarter-sized hail. It's still at quarter-sized hail. It's along with 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts, and here is your hail core. That is just south of Des Moines as of right now. So if you're in Des Moines, make sure you're taking the proper precautions, because, again, this storm's moving off to the northeast. It should dodge the downtown area, but Pleasant Hill, Carlsley, as well as areas like Runnels are going to be in the track of this here within the next 15 minutes or so. So again, just make sure you're staying away from windows as that storm approaches. We do have a brand new warning that's also been issued for Russell, Melrose, Albia. Moravia is also included for 60-mile-per-hour winds and ping-pong ball-sized hail. So again, brand new warning here. This storm was originally up to hen egg-sized hail. We did have it reported at golf ball-sized hail at one point. So obviously, we are still seeing a lot of warnings. But again, this is our most recent one. Back over to Des Moines for right now. Again, hail core is definitely increasing here near Des Moines as of right now. Downtown area it should be missed just by a little bit, but definitely be an area to watch here over the next several minutes. And again, a watch may be issued for Iowa, so we'll have to wait and see if we do get a severe thunderstorm watch across this region. Again, if you're just tuning in, hit the like button down below. That's the least you can do. We have 340 viewers. Make sure to hit the like button. Again, it gets out to more people. You're doing something good, at least, if you hit the like button. It really helps out the page, and it also helps us get out to a lot more people that are in these regions. Again, we are covering a pretty large area tonight from Minnesota back through Oklahoma. I mean, it's a pretty large area tonight, so. Hey, Phil, how you doing? Welcome back. Even Syracuse, New York in 2 hours, taking the Amtrak to Chicago. Tomorrow's threat for Chicago is going to be sometime around most likely 5 o'clock or after, so you should be okay. Tomorrow's potential for severe weather probably will also be a little bit further to the south. So I wouldn't be overly concerned if you're in the Chicago area, or at least tomorrow. Severe weather is most likely going to fire up late tomorrow afternoon to the evening hours through really central Illinois. The threat also may get excluded out of Chicago. We'll see. But that's my thinking as of right now for at least tomorrow. Hey, JD, how you doing? Welcome back. Chuck, if you want to get a membership, you can click the top link in the description below. What states is the tornado potential? Actually, let me go and outline that real quick. Let's go and pull that up real quick. This is tonight's tornado potential. According to the Storm Prediction Center, you can see that's from southwestern Iowa through northwestern Missouri, northeastern Kansas, southeastern Nebraska. So that's kind of a range for tonight. Again, that threat, I think, is going to be the highest between 8 to 10 o'clock Central Time across this region. We also have a marginal threat back up through Minnesota. That would include areas like Hibbing, Duluth, as well as Silver Bay, Elie, Pine City, Brainerd, all included. But I would expect the best tornado potential will probably be in this area. But again, it's a pretty low threat. So if anything does occur, it's like a low, basically briefer weak tornado or two. I don't expect much beyond that, though, tonight, at least up in that direction. We do have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that has also just been issued. Again, we are getting loads of severe thunderstorm warnings. This is for McClelland, Underwood, Hancock, as well as Oakland, Shelby, and Avoca are all included. Again, a brand new severe thunderstorm warning in western Iowa. This is for 60-mile-per-hour winds and as well as under 60-mile-per-hour winds and $half sized hail. Again, that is our brand new warning for Shelby County, Iowa. So again, brand new warning over this direction. I think we're currently at 12 severe thunderstorm warnings just for reference. So again, a lot of severe thunderstorms out there as of right now. Let's go back to the Des Moines storm for right now. We'll go back down to Kansas here pretty shortly, but this storm obviously is in a bit more of a populated region in the suburbs there of Des Moines as of right now, producing, again, potential for hail up to the size of quarters as well as 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. So I think a storm to watch for very closely as this, again, moves off to the east-northeast. I'm aware, JD. Thank you. I know, it's kind of annoying. New severe thunderstorm watch, was it for Iowa? Oh yeah, so we do have a new severe thunderstorm watch that's been issued for Iowa. This goes until 2 a.m. Central Time, so that's a long watch, but the potential in this region will be hail up to the size of hen eggs, which you've already kind of seen near Chariton down in southern Iowa, along with the potential for 60-mile-per-hour winds, and that's our main concerns for tonight. So again, brand new watch has been issued. I believe this is a brand new severe thunderstorm warning as well. This is near Silver City, Traynor, as well as Carson, Henderson, are all included. Glenwood, 60-mile-per-hour winds, or excuse me, I keep saying 60 miles per hour, and it's not. Under 60-mile-per-hour winds is possible, so just gusty winds. But our main concern with this one is $half sized hail, so not really a downburst wind potential. But this will be moving towards Silver City, as well as Carson, Henderson over the next several minutes. Again, this is another brand new severe thunderstorm warning for this area. Again, if you know anybody in this area, anywhere in Iowa, Kansas, make sure they're aware of these storms tonight. Again, give them a call, give them a text, just make sure they're all right. Make sure they're prepared for these storms tonight because we're going to see a good amount of them. As you can already see, we currently have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 warnings in Iowa. We have about 5, I think, or 4 right now in Kansas. We do have a couple of new reports coming in. Let's hop down to those. Back near Kansas, we do have $half sized hail and 65-mile-per-hour winds have been confirmed in Beverly. One thing to note is that this warning was recently upgraded. This is the one for Minneapolis, Culver, and Tescott. This one was upgraded to golf ball sized hail and as well as 70-mile-per-hour winds. It's not updated on my end, but that's what the warning is for currently. So our most recent report, which was really right along that hail core near 18, was $half sized hail and 65-mile-per-hour winds. That was from law enforcement. So again, that's our most recent update. That was over in Beverly, by the way. Back up here to the north, that is back near Blue Rapids. This is near Marysville, more specifically. We'd have a quarter-sized hail report 20 minutes ago. So just another update there. Let's go back onto this storm. We'll take a look at the velocities as well. See if there's any new updates there. And again, very broad rotation, if any. Right now, we're definitely seeing more of a downburst wind potential with this storm. Overall, though, it does seem like that potential for a tornado threat does seem pretty low, at least in central Kansas tonight. Again, the main area for any tornado threat will likely be back in this area, as outlined by the Storm Prediction Center. So basically southwest of Des Moines, so southwestern Iowa back through northeastern Kansas, maybe southeastern Nebraska if any storms can get into that state, which we've already seen a couple, but nothing severe yet as of now. Let's go southwestern severe storm in Iowa. Let me hop over to that real quick. Apparently we have a little bit of rotation possibly on the storm down here. Go back over to the velocities. I've now glitched out. One moment. Apparently we have somebody at least tell me that there might be a little bit of rotation here. For whatever reason, I cannot get the radar to work here. All the colors keep glitching out. My bad. Let me fix this. One thing about the software, it's a very buggy software still. All right, there we go. So we apparently have some rotation. Let me try to get a better radar site. Here's a better one. This is back near Red Oak, I believe. We have a little bit of rotation. Let's go ahead and kind of circle it, see where the storm is in comparison to that little area of velocities. And there may be a little bit of rotation there. Again, that's near Coburg as of right now, going towards Red Oak. So we do have a little bit of rotation, it looks like, trying to develop there. This will be something to watch. Let me kind of go back a few scans real quick. And yeah, that is a developing area, it looks like, of some rotation near Coburg as of right now. Again, if you're in Coburg, just be on alert here. This is, again, a storm near Red Oak. Moving off to the northeast. This is a cell, by the way, it's kind of connecting here, so it's kind of a weird situation. Might be a little bit of rotation. If not, at least some 60-mile-per-hour winds. Definitely not out of the question with this little area of a storm here near Coburg. Again, currently moving off to the northeast. Definitely be on alert here. By the way, a new update on the storm in Jasper County. I believe this is the one back near Des Moines. The storm near Des Moines, just southeast of Des Moines as of right now, has been upgraded to ping-pong ball-sized hail. Brand new update there. We also have another update on the Cass County, Minnesota storm. That is still ping-pong ball-sized hail. The storm in Lincoln County, Kansas is now currently a $half-sized hailstorm with still the threat for 70-mile-per-hour winds. And the storm in Shelby County, Iowa has now just been upgraded to golf ball-sized hail. We also have a new warning for Washington County, Kansas for 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. Holy moly, we have a lot of warnings. Now, let me go back over to the warning count. So we're currently at 14 warnings. Again, a lot of these warnings are producing some pretty significant hail as of right now. So that's what we got going as of right now. This is the storm that was just upgraded to golf ball sized hail, by the way. This goes for McCleveland as of right now. That's actually the area being impacted by the storm at this given time. Underwood's just off to the north of it. And we have another warning update as well for Adams County, Iowa. That is for quarter sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. And that's what we're looking at as of right now. Let me put a track on this storm. Again, this is one that is producing now golf ball sized hail, which that hail has been observed, by the way. Pictures from social media of hail at the size of golf balls just northeast of Council Bluffs. If anybody sees those photos on Twitter, by the way, mention me. I'm definitely interested to show those. But again, golf ball sized hail has actually been confirmed with this storm. Again, moving off to the northeast. Let me put a track on this. And we have a lot of warnings being updated right now. Whew, let me try to get the thing here to work. 1 second. Let's go back to the updates real quick and we'll go back to the track. Actually, I can put a track on here, I think. Or my software, I think, glitched out. Fix it here in a second. The Marshall County storm, by the way, still quarter-sized hail. That is no longer an observed threat. And also near Barton County, Ellsworth County, and Rice County, Kansas. That storm is still for ping-pong ball-sized hail. All right, let me see if I can put the tracker on here again. I think it might glitch out. I might have to restart. 1 second. I'm going to have to restart my program real quick. Man, I haven't even looked at chat for the last, like, 10 minutes. Thank you, by the way, Chuck, for becoming a Storm Chaser member. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm not really looking at chat. I'll get back to it here in a second. We have a lot of warnings, as I mentioned before. I'm trying to keep you updated with the latest. There's a lot of warnings. Yeah, let me try to get back to this storm real quick, though. Let's put a tracker on this one. Again, this one currently has golf ball-sized hail. We'll try to focus mostly on the storms that are near populated regions first. I did not mean to do that. I don't even know what I just clicked. Let me go back over to here. And let's put the actual storm track on here real quick. There we go. And then this one's going about 35 miles per hour. We'll put a little track on there. It is a quick moving cell. Again, this one's currently producing golf ball sized hail. So Neola right around 724, basically within the next couple of minutes. Minden 731, as well as Avoca right around 749. Walnut 759. Maureen right around 808. Elkhorn 817. Brayton 826. Exura, probably not saying the name right, but 831, as well as Panora 919. Again, that is your timing on this severe thunderstorm warning. Again, producing golf ball sized hail as of right now, moving off to the east northeast. All right, we have another warning update coming in. We now have a storm producing lime-sized hail in Montgomery County, Iowa. This is a latest update on a storm now producing lime-sized hail. This is a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to include areas near Coburg, Highway 34, south of Stanton. Again, brand new warning for now up to lime-sized hail. This includes areas in Morton Mills as well. Stanton, again, included in this as well. Stanton's actually along Highway 34, so that was a misplacement. But those areas, again, included in a brand new warning. Let me go over to Twitter real quick. I'll see if we have any photos of that hail. There was golf ball sized hail, apparently from social media pictures in Council Bluffs. Let me go and take a look at that real quick. So, as long as I spell that name right real quick. If we do have any actual hail photos coming in. All right, so we do actually have a photo coming in of hail. And this was the latest photo that we have coming in. Let me go and show you guys real quick. So you can see here, at least quarter to $half sized hail there. That was over in Council Bluffs. Also, I'll retweet that on our Twitter. So if you want to check it out, it'll be retweeted on Twitter. Yeah, we actually, somebody measured it, so it was around at least $half sized hail. A couple people showing actually an example here, clearly showing golf ball sized hail, pretty close to it, I would say. I'd say right around ping pong, the golf ball sized hail fell there. Again, I was over in Council Bluffs in western Iowa, so got a little time there to kind of show that off. But obviously, back to this warning. Again, this is for up to lime sized hail. Again, this is currently including areas near Coburg, going towards Highway 34 and Highway 71 over the next several minutes. Since we have a second before we get any more warning updates or any new warnings, thank you, Nick, for the $10 super chat. Appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. Thank you to anybody that's subscribed, by the way. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Obviously, very busy night ahead. Thank you, Chuck, again, for becoming a Storm Chaser member. We have a brand new tornado warning, apparently, that's just been issued. This is for the actual area I'm over. Again, tornado warning has now been issued. That goes in for Coburg, along with areas near Viscella, as well as Stanton and Morton Mills. Again, brand new tornado warning has just been issued. Seek shelter immediately, away from windows and lowest floor possible. If you're in this tornado warning, this storm again was rotating for at least the last 10 minutes, and here is your rotation, and that is pretty, I would say, strong right now near Coburg. Again, going towards Highway 34, seek shelter immediately, away from windows and lowest floor possible. Again, southwestern Iowa is where this warning was just issued. Let me go back over to this, and let's update the warning count. We have a lot of warnings, as I mentioned before. It's been an active evening, to say the least. And again, brand new tornado warning. Again, Coburg. If you're in Coburg, seek shelter. If you're anywhere in Stanton, Iowa, seek shelter, as well as Morton Mills. All those areas, again, included in this brand new tornado warning. This is, again, radar indicated. It also is for hen egg-sized hail. So we are looking at a hail threat as well along with this storm as of right now, moving off again to the east-northeast. Again, very dangerous storm that we're looking at. Pretty strong rotation as well. Again, moving off that direction towards Highway 34. Holy moly. Hey, Gene, how you doing? Welcome back. Wall cloud being reported by a storm chaser. Thank you, Slippy. Okay, so we have a report from a storm chaser, apparently, of a wall cloud with this storm. So just a heads up. But yeah, again, this is the storm that we're currently looking at that, again, has some pretty decent rotation. It is definitely strengthening. I went to the wrong color or highlighter. Let's go over back to this. Again, that is your rotation. It is going to be moving towards Highway 34 and Highway 71 over the next several minutes. In a moment, I will put a track on this storm. But let me go back over to the live radar feed. And again, it is definitely going to be probably a rain-wrapped tornado if there is one. That is back near 48. So it does seem like it's most likely rain-wrapped here. And again, we'll get back to severe thunderstorm warnings here pretty soon, but obviously tornado warnings biggest priority as of right now, as this rotation is definitely pretty strong as of right now, heading towards 34 and 71. We will take a quick look at the correlation coefficient, and nothing is showing as of right now, which is good news. For those that are wondering what the correlation coefficient is, it kind of indicates if we're seeing any debris being wafted up into the atmosphere. So as of right now, we're not seeing that, but obviously that could change at any time as this moves off to the east-northeast. And here's our latest radar update. We are still seeing some pretty decent rotation here. Again, that is near 48, moving off to the east-northeast, going towards Highway 34 and Highway 71. That rotation, again, is, for the most part, fairly strong right now. Definitely could rapidly intensify and actually produce a tornado at any time. It is likely going to be rain-wrapped, though, as I mentioned before, as that, again, continues to move off to the east-northeast. Just a real quick update for those in Monroe County, Iowa. The warning's been downgraded to $half sized hail. Golf ball sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds has been observed in Ottawa County, Kansas. So another update there. Beyond that, Marshall County, Kansas, new warning for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So we got going as of right now. But again, rotation is definitely fairly strong, again, heading towards areas like Highway 71 and 34. There is a tornado. Again, it is most likely rain-wrapped. Let's see if we have any photos coming in on any of these storms or anything like that. Again, if you have photos from yourself on any of the storms or any of the weather ongoing in your area, you can check out my Twitter. Again, link in the description below, and you can tweet me any photos. They may be showcased on the stream. So thank you, by the way, Katie, for the 5 gifted members. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support. Make sure to thank Katie if you got membership, by the way. Let me get back over to Twitter and see if we have anything new coming in here. It seems like we have several storm chasers on this, by the way. Obviously, this is an area that was kind of like the prime spot for any tornadic development today. So, but again, this is definitely an interesting supercell. Again, tornado warning is still ongoing. Let me go back. Actually, I forgot to change my radar thing over here. Back over to the tornado warning. There we go. This is a look at the rotation. And again, definitely the velocities are actually fairly strong, as I mentioned before here. Again, moving off to the east-northeast, going towards Highway 34, and again, Highway 71. And we are currently looking from one of the Nebraska radar sites, which is perfectly fine. It's not too far away, so radar site that we're currently looking at as of right now. Again, this storm's moving off to the east-northeast, going towards Stanton. So if you're in Stanton, Iowa, you should be getting into your safe place right now. If you are over in Morton Mills, you have about a minute or two, but get into shelter immediately. Coburg, if you're in eastern Coburg, especially, get into shelter immediately. Again, those are the 3 areas, or really 3 or 4 areas that are included again in this warning as of right now. All right, let me back over to Twitter. Again, we'll keep you updated, see if we have any photos coming in as of right now. As of right now, we're not seeing anything. Again, this is definitely a rain wrap situation. So if there is a tornado, it's definitely going to be rain wrap. So and here's your velocities as of right now. Again, moving off towards most likely Highway 34 in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Let me put a track on this storm so you get an idea of where, if this might be heading towards your direction. Let's go back over to the live reflectivity. Again, for perspective, it is in southwestern portions of Iowa. This is a look at the track going over the next at least couple of hours. So you can see the timing on the left side of your screen on this storm. That does include the storm, not exactly the velocities. So Stanton, 733, Viskela, or Villiska, something like that, near 747. Nordaway, right around 758. Carbon, 805. Corning, it's going to be right around 815. Prescott, right around 830. Cromwell, 848. Orient, 857. Creston, 9 o'clock. And Maxburg, right around 924. Again, that is the tornado warn cell that is, again, moving off to the east-northeast. Again, large hail is obviously a possibility, too. We do have an ongoing warning, not just the tornado warning, but hail is also possible up to lime-sized hail. So we also have an observed threat in Ottawa County. There's now been observed golf ball-sized hail in Ottawa County, Kansas. So, new update there. Thank you, JD. So we have reports of ongoing sirens going off now in the area. So that's in Stanton, which would make obviously a lot of sense. This is the ongoing tornado warning. Again, velocities definitely still for the most part kind of in the moderate to strong stage as of right now. Again, moving off to the east-northeast going towards Highway 71 and Highway 34. And again, our latest report is that there was possibly a wall cloud with this storm within the last several minutes. So Stanton is currently in southwestern Iowa. And I don't know why I just say currently, because it's always been there. But yeah, it's in southwestern Iowa. We have an update, by the way, on the Mills County, Iowa storm. That is now at $half sized hail. Been condensed a little bit. Take a look at Twitter again. See if any photos coming in. And tornado warning does on go for the next almost 45 minutes. Obviously, if it does start to weaken out, they will probably cancel it. But for right now, again, if you're in this area, make sure you're seeking shelter. Seems like the velocities are weakening a little bit, which would be good news. This is a look at the rotation, by the way. These are your winds going towards the radar, those green colors. The red is winds going away from the radar. It does seem to be a little bit broader now, not nearly as tight as it once was there near east of 48. We may have even had a brief tornado. It's not out of the question, but it does seem like it may be weakening a little bit. Definitely not out of the question. It could recycle, but the position on where it is in the storm is definitely kind of an interesting one. You can see it's in the back end of the storm where there is just a load of rain, and it's really in a weird spot. So it's not in the best spot to really be rotating at, but it is going to be still something to watch here over the next several minutes. Again, it is definitely rain wrap, though. If there is a tornado, it's going to be very difficult to see, even for storm chasers, unless you're like right next to it. So thank you, Dan, by the way, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Kind of zoom back out, by the way. This is a look at all the warnings for reference. We have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings outside of this. We have one back in Des Moines. We have a large hailstorm back out to the east of Cheriton. And we actually have a recent report, a couple of reports now of golf ball sized hail there from earlier. And we have a couple of storms up here that have been pretty significant. One of them starting to weaken out a little bit, which is good news. Again, we'll get to the other warnings here pretty soon in detail. Just kind of give you a broad look at Iowa as of right now. We will also cover Minnesota as well as Kansas with any warnings that are in those areas here pretty soon. Yeah, cool. Back over to, let's go to Coburg real quick. We'll see if we have any photos coming in from Coburg. if we'll have much of anything. But Coburg, again, this is the ongoing threat. If you're anywhere just east of Coburg, near Stanton, or even just near Morton Mills, the potential, again, for lime-sized hail and potential for a tornado does exist. Again, this storm is most likely rain-wrapped rotation, but that's the threats that we're looking at as of right now. All right, no new updates on Coburg as of right now. I think Tuesday and Wednesday have a better severe weather threat. I don't know about Tuesday or Wednesday. Not really, I wouldn't say really higher than today at this given time, but a couple of days to watch, but I don't think it'll be anything too crazy. This is southwest Iowa as of right now. The ongoing tornado warning, again, near Coburg. Does seem like the velocities are beginning to weaken, though, which is good news. This is the original area of rotation, just for reference. Now, there is a little area on the back end here, but I don't think that's really, yeah, that's not rotation, but there is still a little weak area of rotation, but it does seem like it's weakening, which is definitely good news if you're anywhere near Stanton. But again, stay in shelter, lowest floor possible, interior room of your house, away from windows is what you got to do if you're in Stanton or even Morton Mills. And warning does go for still another 39 minutes, unless otherwise again canceled. The warning back up here that was producing golf ball sized hail near Oakland has now been canceled, by the way. So an update back up there to the north. Definitely some hail, though, with this storm. I mean, we were still talking about ping pong ball-sized hail potentially with it. Maybe a little bit larger, but I do think that hail threat is a little bit lower as of right now. Let me go back over to the hail radar real quick, and we'll take a look at that real quick and see what we have ongoing from estimates. And our estimates as of right now, right around $half sized hail. And again, that's near 48. So we're definitely seeing some large hail with this. It's not, I would say, very large hail, but it's definitely large hail being estimated by radar. But again, the warning is for hen egg, but I do think it's a little bit lower than that. Back over to the live radar. If we can. I have to activate it. 1 second. There we go. Got you an idea of where this is, though. Again, Morton Mills is back up here, I believe near 71 and Highway 34. And then Stanton is right about here. Coburg, again, is the one that's back out to the west. We definitely have a hail core developing here just in between, or really just east of 48 and west of Highway 71. Have a little bit of hail back up here near 34 as well. So a couple of areas to watch. Again, our area of rotation, let's go back over to the velocities, which I think this might be trying to recycle, but we're not seeing a whole lot of any rotation anymore. I wouldn't be surprised if they let this or they cancel this, but we'll see what happens. But we definitely have a wind threat back up here near Red Oak, but it might recycle long term, but in the short term, it seems like it's weakened out a good amount, which is good news. But that storm we're going to cross into Minnesota. This is nowhere near Minnesota. This is like southwestern Iowa. Any beach ball sized hail? No, we're not looking at beach ball sized hail today. Not only rain wrapped, but it could be hail wrapped as well. That's definitely not out of the question either. Yeah, with how much rain there's around it, I mean, there's definitely going to be, hail wrapped in that rain without a doubt. So obviously, if anybody's traveling, especially along Highway 34 here, that little stretch in between really about Stanton or so, if you're near Highway 34 in Stanton, definitely a possibility that there's some hail falling there, embedded again in the rain. Little hail core that's again trying to develop down here as well near 48. Got a couple of these little spots here. That's representing really potential for at least ping pong ball sized hail, and we've seen a lot of reports up to golf ball size and even lime sized hail so far today. So we're looking at it as of right now. We also have a new warning out in front of this, by the way, for quarter sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Let's take a look at Twitch. Thank you, Slippy. Yeah, it looks like, so I'm just seeing a photo right now. It looks like a lot of scud action as of right now with this. I'm not seeing anything defined, again, in terms of a funnel or anything like that, but it seems like we have a lot of scud action. By the way, a new update. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Lincoln County and Saline County, Kansas. That is for 60-mile-per-hour winds, $half sized hail. We also have another one for Otto and Richardson County, Nebraska. Our first warning of the day, Nebraska, for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's near the Missouri River, so take there. Again, tornado warning goes until 8:15. We'll keep you updated if anything does end up changing on this. It might be trying to recycle, so we'll have to watch this again pretty closely. But any pumpkin-sized hail? No, we're not looking at pumpkin spice latte-sized hail today. Hey, Chuck, how you doing? Again, I do apologize for not really interacting with chat a lot, but it's been very busy first hour, to say the least. Now, again, more severe weather is expected. I kind of mentioned our best chance for any tornadic activity will be between 8 to 10, so we might see even a couple more warnings from where this came from. So, again, we'll keep you updated. We got several other severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing, but A lot of warnings. Let me just double check the warning counter real quick. We haven't updated that here in a second. We're actually up to 17 total warnings. That includes one tornado warning, as obviously ongoing here on my screen right now near Coburg, and as well as Stanton and Morton Mills, Iowa, and obviously a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings. That's 16 total severe thunderstorm warnings as of right now that we have outside of this. And the tornado warning will continue, by the way, for this area, so they're not canceling it as of now. Update, by the way, for Stafford County, Kansas, we're up to 60-mile-per-hour winds, and now we're up to ping-pong ball-sized hail. So, new update there. This storm is definitely producing hail now. We're definitely seeing an increase of hailstone sizes going towards Stanton and maybe even Morton Mills. That's, again, moving off to the northeast. We're starting to see more hail. It's trying to maybe develop maybe a little hook on the back end. So, we'll have to watch that closely if it's able to kind of structure itself a little bit better. Back over to Twitter real quick. Yeah, again, latest warning on this. It's still radar indicated. We're down to golf ball sized hail, by the way, on this storm, but it's still definitely producing hail. We're starting to see an increase of hail there just south of Highway 34. If you're traveling in this area, make sure you're aware of this. Stay away from this storm for sure. But yeah, again, this is for Page County and Montgomery County, Iowa. Tornado warning is still ongoing. I'm back over here. Phyllis, thank you, Robert. Hey, Sarah, how you doing? Welcome back. Yes, yeah, Clocks. Again, if you got a gift, by the way, thank Katie. Again, I appreciate Nick with the super chat from earlier. Apologize for rushing all the alerts, but it's been very busy so far. And again, we're going to be busy throughout the evening, so. But I do appreciate, again, if you're just tuning in for the first time, a friendly reminder, hit the subscribe button down below, the red button. I would really appreciate it. Again, I'm pretty much the most honest person here on YouTube in terms of weather forecasting, so I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below, like the video. And yeah, definitely like the video. Helps get this out to more people that are in the track of these storms. So helps keep more people informed. We do have a hail photo, by the way, coming in. Let me see if we can get this real quick. We do have a hail photo coming in from Council Bluffs. Council Bluffs, we have several photos coming in of hail. So I'm going to try to get to that here in a second. Yeah, this is one of the hail photos that we have coming in. Kind of blurry, but this is probably right around, I would say, at least ping pong ball sized hail. Very rounded, by the way. But that's over in Council Bluffs. We've had a lot of hail reports coming in from that direction. So let's go back over the velocities, though, real quick. We'll take a look and see if there's any update there. Yeah, overall rotation is definitely weakened for the moment. Obviously, still stay in shelter if you're in this area, but again, it might be recycling. It seems like it's trying to recycle. And again, we have a large area of hail right now near Highway 34, so we're definitely looking at a pretty widespread area of quarter to maybe $half, even potentially up to golf ball sized hail as of right now. So the warning has 2 areas of rotation. Are you sure it's not a scud cloud? Because there's definitely a bit of a difference. But I wouldn't rule it out. We do have, at least, actually going to the base velocities, kind of when you look at, there's a little area of rotation maybe near Stanton. Maybe a little area here. Other than that, I don't see really a second area. This is kind of where the hail is, I'm pretty sure. Let me go back over to the reflectivity. Yeah, it's kind of embedded in that hail, so that's kind of a dangerous mix there. So maybe a little bit of rotation there near Stanton. Beyond that, though, I'm not seeing a second area. What the warning has said? Does it say it on the warning details? I don't really look at the warning details a lot. Did they even tell you that? Well, I've never seen that on the warning before. Take a look real quick. Doesn't say it on the warning. Doesn't say 2 areas of rotation. Yeah, again, the kind of the back end here, it seems like it's trying to develop a little inflow on the back end, which might be interesting. That's, again, south of Highway 34. So, again, I wouldn't be surprised if this warning continues for right now, but there's definitely a little inflow here. Trying to develop. Oh, I didn't even realize that. I didn't see that. All right, so apparently there's a, with a 7:38 radar update, so this was about 6 minutes ago. 6 miles southwest of Stanton is one area, and then we also have a second area of rotation 2 miles southwest of Stanton. So basically 2 areas in this. Let's go and take a look real quick. One area already might have weakened out, but we have an area basically here near Stanton. That's a couple miles away. There might be another one back down here. That might be another area that we're watching. That's back down near the little hook that's trying to develop. So we have a couple areas, it looks like, rotation with this storm right now. Also, we have a new warning for Washington County, Kansas, quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Just an update there. But yeah, this is a vicious storm. I mean, again, this is really organizing quickly. And again, we have a lot of hail here for sure. That is, again, not really the biggest concern right now, but there's definitely hail there. Got an inflow on the back end here. Definitely can't rule out we get something here, really back where the hook is now that's trying to develop. Back in here, there's a little bit of rotation near Stanton right now, but it does seem like that is probably on the weaker end. I have a little area that might try to strengthen, though, as this continues again to move off to the east and east-northeast. Thank you, Slippy. Yeah, definitely an area to watch here. This is, again, potential little area here that we're watching for maybe a little hook there. And that's currently moving towards Highway 71 near 34. We do have a brand new update, by the way, on Mills County, Iowa. On that severe thunderstorm warning, it is now up to golf ball sized hail. So a new update there. All right, let me back over to the Iowa radar. So apparently, I'm pretty sure that's a closer radar site. We'll take a look at the Iowa one. Yeah, that one's definitely closer. But here's a look at the rotation from another radar perspective. Which you can kind of see. Yeah, you can see a couple of areas. You got one right here and one right here. One over Stanton right now and another one here that's pretty far south of Highway 34. That's about 5 or 6 miles to the south of Highway 34. So we basically have two areas here. One that's back up here just north of the hail core and another one that's kind of on that hook that I was mentioning before. So we have a hook here. Got an inflow going into the storm. It's better well seen on the other radar site, but there's definitely some rotation here just east of 48, and again another one south of Highway 34. So a couple of areas here that are definitely we're watching closely. Again, these are definitely two areas of interest right now with potential for a tornado threat. That's what they're mentioning. So in the warning details for reference, there's two areas of rotation. That's what they mentioned, which that's from the Iowa radar site. If we go back over to this one, it's not nearly as pronounced, but I definitely still can't rely. We have a couple of areas. So the two areas back over to this radar site, much more defined reflectivity here. We have an area back up here, most likely over Stanton now, and we have another area back in this hook. That is where our inflow is. And again, we have a hail core actually right here that's developing, going towards Highway 34. So three areas of interest, two of them being rotation. One, obviously, the hail threat that's moving off to the northeast, but definitely a dangerous storm right now. Again, this is an ongoing tornado warning in southwestern Iowa near basically Stanton as well as Morton Mills. Those are the two areas included in the path of this. And here's the update on the tornado warning. It does not seem like it includes that second area that was mentioned before. It seems like they've condensed it to the point where it only includes this area. That does still include Stanton, and I believe Morton Mills is still included in that. It's kind of on the county line or the town border there. So again, that is our area of rotation on that hook that we see now back out here to the west. That is south of Highway 34. Yeah, make sure you're seeking shelter immediately away from windows, lowest floor possible if you've not already. If you are in Stanton, it's not too late to get to shelter. And no other warning updates as of right now. Check Twitter. Thank you for sending that in. Yeah, this tornado warning cell is actually a pretty impressive looking cell. I unfortunately can't show the photo, but back over to here. See if we have any photos coming out of the storm. And here's the latest radar update. So again, we do have an inflow. Let me go back over the velocities. We'll take a look. And yeah, you can kind of see, you can kind of see here, the rotation over this direction, just south of Highway 34. Again, it's not really strong, at least from this one radar site we're looking at, but that is our area of rotation that we're monitoring, again, for the potential for maybe a tornado to develop. But looking at the reflectivity, you can kind of see here, again, this is a fairly impressive looking hook now. We definitely have an inflow going into the storm. Here's your hook that we're seeing. So again, that is where we may see some sort of tornadic development as that continues to track out to the east and east-northeast towards Highway 34 and Highway 71. Very interesting area to monitor, though, over the next several minutes as that continues to track out, again, towards areas like Stanton and maybe over closer to areas like Morton Mills. See if we have any updates on this tornado warning here. Apparently, there may be a potential tornado. Let me go over to the correlation coefficient. I'm not entirely sure we actually have a tornado on the ground, but nothing really showing in terms of at least a defined area of where there may be a tornado on the ground here. That's the correlation coefficient. Again, that's your velocities. Here's a look at your live radar. This is a very vicious storm, though, to say the least right now, moving off to the east. We're currently in southwest Iowa right now. Southwest Iowa. Cheryl, if you want to have something next to your name, you have to become a member, which is top link in the description. Can I send in a photo of the sky? Yeah, you can send in any photos at all. You can always send them in. Again, send them into my Twitter. That's linked down in the description below. I think there's also a command for it. I'll do it real quick. If you have any photos, videos, anything like that, feel free to send them in. You might get featured on the live stream. So, but yeah, this is a very impressive supercell, though. Still ongoing here. Again, tornado warning still goes until 8:15 Central Time, which again goes really up until another 25 minutes. That is, again, our ongoing tornado warning. Definitely a pretty impressive hook, though, as of right now. Again, currently moving off to the east. That is your inflow. Here's, again, your hook. Again, if there were to be a tornado, it would likely be located right about there. Again, most likely moving towards Highway 71 and Morton Mills. Thank you, Cheryl, by the way, for becoming a Storm Chaser member. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. What do the colors mean on the correlation coefficient? Let me kind of show you real quick. Keeping my mouse on my desk here. This is a look at the correlation coefficient. And there's a lot of stuff to see here. I mean, you see a lot of different colors here, but one thing to note is that a lot of these greens and blues are representing hail, for reference. Okay, so that's a lot of hail and stuff like that. So there might be, typically when we're looking at this, you have to look at like a dark blue or green circle where there might be a tornado with strong rotation. But in this instance, we're seeing a lot of hail that's being picked up by the correlation coefficient. When you see a lot of reds, it typically just means rain. So it's kind of a hard example here because we're looking at a lot of hail. But if there would be like a dark blue circle where really strong rotation is, which would have to be right around here, that could mean we have a tornado on the ground. Not always is there a tornado on the ground, but it typically does mean that. So I wish I had a better example, but I really don't. This is the tornado warn cell. I'll try to see if we have another storm here in a few minutes and see if we have any examples, but Clay, I don't have a clue. I don't know a simple way to do that, unfortunately, but the best way is just asking because I just don't have a simplistic way to do that right now. Thank you, Andrew, by the way, for sending those in. I appreciate it. Yeah, again, if you have any photos, feel free to send them in, but appreciate you sending that in. Sometimes they'll be featured. Go back over to here to see if we have any reports on the... Again, there's not been a confirmed tornado yet. It's been radar indicated for right now. We're still watching it, though. Again, there's still definitely an inflow here. It does seem like we're starting to see a little bit of a weakening trend, but we have a lot of hail still up here. Again, here's your hook. Again, if there were to be a tornado, it's going to be located most likely right there, but... Going to back over to the velocities, it's definitely not overly impressive there. More of a, I would say, damaging wind threat, but it's a pretty nasty supercell, to say the least. I mean, we're still talking about golf ball-sized hail right now moving off to the east, so... Yeah, I'm monitoring this very closely as that continues to track out that direction. Report of a wall cloud, thank you. So apparently we have a report of a wall cloud. We've had a couple of reports of wall clouds with this storm, which again would be very probably realistic at this point. We have actually photos of 2 to 2.25 inch hail in Stanton, Iowa. So there's actually been confirmation here now of over 2-inch sized hail in this area. Those are pretty big hailstone sizes. They might be a little bit larger than that. But yeah, that's our latest report. That is with the hail core that is along Highway 34. Stanton, for reference, is right about here. So that is our latest update, that we actually do have a confirmation of hail that is around 2 to 2, maybe even up to 2.5 inch sized hail there near Highway 34, moving off again to the east and east-northeast. So this is a big hailer, to say the least. Big hailstorm. That was our latest update there. Nine ball sized. Yeah, this, I mean, let's go back over the hail radar real quick while we have a second. Let's look at the hail radar, kind of estimating what the hailstone size is. It actually hasn't estimated recently, at least near Clayton. But our most recent report here, or at least update, was around ping pong ball sized hail. But we definitely have some photos here near Highway 34 of it being right around, I would say, well, at least what it said was about hen egg to maybe up to tennis ball sized hail. So let's go back over to this and let's do this. Show the photo. I'll retweet it on Twitter. I cannot show certain photos. Some of them are, you know, potential copyright photos, so I don't show every photo. But I will go ahead and retweet it on our Twitter. So if you want to check it out, or my Twitter page. That link is in the description below. All right, so we have a new mesoscale discussion for Minnesota. Just real quick, I'll briefly mention it. That has just come out on Twitter. Let me take a look. So, new mesoscale discussion for Minnesota. The severe threat continues. Large hail is going to be the primary threat. So that's for those up in northern and central Minnesota tonight. Again, the main concern is definitely damaging winds and large hail. Large hail definitely the biggest concern, but I would say that tornado threat is pretty close to zero up there at this given time. This storm is becoming a lot more disorganized, by the way, but we are seeing a large hail core right now going through Morton Mills. So we are definitely seeing some very large hail here near Highway 71 and 34. Rotation on the back end is not nearly as impressive as before. So we're definitely looking at more of a transition into large to very large hail right now, moving off to the east-northeast. So keep that in mind. Again, that's our latest update here on this storm. That's, again, moving off currently to the east and east-northeast as of right now. Yeah, large hail core for sure. 17 severe thunderstorm warnings. So I don't think I've updated in a few minutes. Let me take a look. We're at 14 total. Just dropped a few. I just haven't had time to update it. All right, let me take a look at Twitter again real quick. All right, no new photos as of now. Keep you updated. Pretty cool photos actually out of Minneapolis. Pretty interesting. I'm going to show you one real quick. This is out of Minneapolis. Well, we have a second. So storms out in the distance. Again, for those in Minneapolis, storms are probably not going to really impact you, at least the severe storms. Severe weather is primarily going to be off to the north. This, I'm assuming, is off to the north. So some storm activity over that direction. Here's back a look at the velocities. Again, let me go back over to the Iowa radar. We're starting to get a little bit closer to that one now. This is a look at the ongoing rotation on this storm. We still have some rotation here, so just keep that in mind. Again, if you're near Highway 34, again, anywhere near 71 as well, still stay in shelter. We're also looking at a pretty large hail core here, but there is still a little bit of rotation there just southwest of Morton Mills, so we'll be watching that again pretty closely. Update, by the way, on the Washington County, Kansas storm. That is for now $half sized hail. It's been upgraded. I'll go over to take a look real quick. Seeing people say that there's a wall cloud. Let me go and take a look. It's actually, I forgot it's 8 o'clock. We can't really see anything. I completely forgot it was nighttime for some reason. But yeah, obviously, this is actually more dangerous than previously because it's going to be, obviously, if there is any sort of tornado or anything like that, it is nighttime, so it's going to be very difficult to see at the very minimum. So just for a heads up. By the way, an update, we have an observed threat in Montgomery County, Iowa of now lime-sized hail. I believe it's the warning that we're currently in. Yeah, that's the warning that we're currently in. So again, we have now confirmation that we're at lime-sized hail as of right now with this storm. There's a decent amount of lightning too. It's just unfortunate there's not enough lightning to the point where you can really see the storm from what at least Brandon is showing. Obviously, your eyes do a better job than a video camera typically looking at stuff, but yeah, I'm not able to see anything. I've been looking at it for like a minute. There may be some sort of wall cloud, but again, it's very hard to depict because there's just not enough there for me to look at. 20 minutes ago. Okay, so we got another photo. This is pretty cool. This is another cloud photo. This is actually really high quality. Here's a photo of some clouds, I believe back over in Iowa. Oh, Omaha, Nebraska. Looking east. That's actually the storm activity back up this direction. We got a couple of storms over here. It's actually not far away from the tornado warning near Henderson. So, it's a little update there. Tornado warning does go again for another 16 minutes. Again, here in Iowa, in the Midwest today. And again, Midwest will be impacted again tomorrow, but further off to the east. But again, large hail core still ongoing. That has again been confirmed at around lime-sized hail from a photo on Twitter. And Adams County, Iowa is now up to Hennig-sized hail as well. So a new update on the storm over in Adams County. That is now up to Hennig-sized hail as well. I believe Adams County is here if I'm not mistaken. By the way, just an update on this tornado warning. It has also been condensed, so it only now includes areas in Morton Mills. Stanton's not really included anymore unless you're in like the southern end. The Skilla is also included, so those are the 3 areas included. Again, the updated tornado warning. Tornado warning's also been upgraded back to lime-sized hail. So, heads up there. Well, yeah, I completely agree with that. Hey, King, how you doing? Welcome back. It might extend the tornado warning. I wouldn't be surprised. It's kind of a bit far away from the radar site, so I mean, again, we're kind of like still at a bit of a distance, so it's kind of hard to tell, you know, if it's really rotating strong or not. Because if you go to this radar angle, it shows some rotation. It's kind of in the broad stage at this point. But if you go back over to, you know, the one over in Nebraska, for example, which is a little bit closer, it still shows kind of that broad stage. So it's definitely possible that we see something. Let's go over to the radar real quick. There looks to be maybe a little tightening here. That's kind of away from the storm, so that wouldn't be probably the rotation. The rotation, if anything, is probably back in here. So if we go back over the velocities, yeah, it's not the strongest. I would still say it's broad rotation at this given time, but we'll still watch it again as it moves off to the northeast or east-northeast, going toward Norway and Carbon. Corning's all going to be on the track of this over the next several minutes. So we'll watch that closely. They see a tornado warning in southern Kansas. Let's go take a look at that. Kansas, obviously, another area. I'll probably do Kansas tornado warning if we do get one. Talking about the one over here. Oh, look at that. Whoa. Look at that rotation. Look at the live radar. That's kind of on the back end there. Let's go to the correlation coefficient. There's a lot of hail in there, too. Look at that. Look at that. That's actually pretty tight velocities there. Let me go over to the radar scope, and I'll get a loop real quick. That is a pretty impressive area of rotation that has just all of a sudden developed. I'm not sure if it's 100% rotation, though, or if it's just hail. But that is a big increase from before. Because let me just go back through the loop here real quick on this storm. This is the hail core. Again, that's north of Highway 50. Go back the last few minutes here. Kind of see how it strengthens really quickly there. That is going to be a storm to watch. This is not a tornado possible either, which is quite interesting. If this does get tornado warned, we're definitely going to go back to it. We also have a warning up here for, it looks to be very large hail up here. Actually, apparently ping pong ball-sized hail is reported up this direction near Culver. So this is a large hail core near Interstate 70 in Kansas. Yeah, again, if we do get a tornado warning, we're definitely going to hop over to this one. This is that storm down there was pretty impressive. We will keep you updated if we get a tornado warning on that one. Thank you, JD. I've seen that message like 5 times. Thank you. Apparently, the University of Iowa's football game has been postponed because of the storms. Thank you. Apparently, we have that report as well. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning over Des Moines, by the way, just north of there, for at least 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-sized hail. And also, we have another storm down to the southeast of there for the same threats. $half-dollar-sized hail has been the peak on those ones. Let's go back over to the tornado warning, for right now. This is back to the velocities. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Take a look at this. That is a huge increase. Let me go over to the closer radar site. Let's kind of confirm this real quick. That is a very tight rotation from at least the Iowa radar site. This is the one that's over to the other direction. This is definitely rotating. The latest radar update. Again, if there were to be a tornado, it's likely to be located here. I'm not seeing, again, from this one radar site that we're looking at from Nebraska, it's not nearly as impressive. But if we go back to the one in Iowa, it showed a pretty large correlation coefficient too, which might be due to the fact the reflectivity is a little bit lower. But that is a area that we're watching. That's near Highway 71. Let's look at the live radar. Now, let me kind of outline this real quick. This is a little bit of an outline for correlation coefficient purposes here. Let's look at the correlation coefficient. So I can't confirm a tornado based off of this because, again, this is kind of in a different reflectivity range that we're looking at. Sometimes it shows this blue color when we're in that little green area, that green sector of reflectivity. That is a massive increase in terms of the pretty tight rotation all of a sudden here on this storm. You can see it here on the velocities. And that is near Highway 34. Let me go, really right over Highway 71 right now. It's a little bit higher up, though. You go a little bit higher up in the atmosphere, it's slightly broader. So it might just be, since it's far away from the radar site, that we're looking at that sort of picture. This is the latest radar update, by the way. We'll take a look at the velocities again here. Again, this is kind of, it's back in here. I would say the rotation though is back in here because that's closer to the storm. This is a look at the correlation coefficient. So again, it's showing some green, which at least indicates the hail out in front of it. So again, it's not radar confirmed by any means, but it definitely was a big intensification there for a moment. Not sure if we've had any reports other than just a wall cloud. I've seen a bunch of people saying wall cloud, but that's about it. Yeah, again, tornado warning still ongoing here. We'll have to watch this again very closely as it continues to move off to the northeast. And we might get a new tornado warning on this for basically Norway as well as Carbon and Corning. So if you're in those areas, make sure you have your safety plan in place in case there is a new warning here. Definitely can't guarantee that you'll get a warning, but you might get one. So just be ready for it if there is one. An area to watch here over the next several minutes. If we have any new updates here on Twitter. We do have a new update, by the way, from the Storm Prediction Center. The slight risk has extended. Actually, kind of believe it or not, for tonight, the slight risk is a little bit larger than before. It now goes down through a larger portion of Kansas. Now, the main concerns tonight have not really changed. It's still basically damaging winds, large hail. Large hail is the biggest threat tonight, and also maybe a low-end tornado potential, which now does actually extend through areas north of Wichita, Kansas. So an update there on the Storm Prediction Center's outlook. I'm going to take a look and see if we have any new updates on the tornado warning here at all, but I don't think we have any new ones yet. And no new updates as of right now on the tornado warning, but we'll keep you updated. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a new warning. We've had a lot of reports of wall clouds at this point, it seems like, but beyond that, we do have another storm that was rotating near Hutchinson. I'm not sure if that was entirely rotation or just the hail that was kind of congesting the rotation there, but I'll keep you updated in Kansas as well. If there is a tornado warning in Kansas, we're definitely going to focus on that, but there's a lot of people on the storm over here in southwestern Iowa as of right now. By the way, we do have a new update on this storm in Saline County, Kansas. That is now up to 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds, and it's also at half-dollar sized hail. Our latest update there. Here's a look at the latest velocities. This is now where it's showing the very tight rotation. It's kind of been changing, which kind of makes me lead to believe that's probably not, at least on the ground. That is pretty far away as well from the, yeah, there's definitely not a tornado on the ground, it looks like right now, but that is again going to be moving towards Highway 34 over the next few minutes. And we actually have a confirmed report in Stanton, by the way, of golf ball sized hail. So just kind of heads up there. We definitely actually had some golf ball sized hail with this storm. Yeah, I agree with that, KD. Yeah. Yeah, I can't confirm any wall cloud. I've seen a lot of people saying somebody's spotting a wall cloud. I can't confirm that because it just, how dark it is, it's kind of impossible to see that with the camera that we had, but I don't doubt there was one though at some point because we did have a lot of rotation on that at one point, especially near the beginning of this tornado warning. Again, this tornado warning started actually almost an hour ago. So just for reference, I mean, we've been tracking the storm this entire time, and at the very beginning, there was definitely a lot more rotation, and it's kind of been up and down, I would say, from there, but we'll see what happens. We do have another 7 minutes on the tornado warning, but I don't think it'll be extended. See what happens. If we have any photos on Twitter or anything like that, I think we do at this point, but we'll keep you updated. You check if there's one heading towards Las Vegas. Las Vegas is not seeing storms, at least in terms of severe weather, I would say, tonight. Can't rely on an isolated storm, but it's definitely not going towards Las Vegas. We're currently over in Iowa, so Iowa, Kansas can be the main areas. Yeah, I'll go to Kansas in a second. How will this affect the Kansas City Metro? This is not going towards the Kansas City Metro. I'll go ahead and update Kansas. So, again, we're going to update everything here in just a moment. So, if you're tuning in from any other area, we're going to keep you updated here in just a second. I'm just going to change over my stuff real quick. I'm going to, for now, change it over to severe thunderstorm warning because I don't think this tornado warning will continue, but we will watch it closely there in Iowa if it does. Let's go back down through Kansas because we actually have several storms right now in Kansas that are producing some pretty significant threats. Look at this storm near Highway 50. Ooh, this is a huge storm. This has blown up since the last time we looked at it. Look at this hail core. This hail core is enormous right now. Back over here near Highway 50. Go back over to the, we'll take a look at the velocities real quick. I'm not seeing a whole lot of strong rotation at this point, but this is an intense hail core, most likely around ping pong ball size hail at the bare minimum. So again, if you're in this area, stay away from windows, especially near Highway 50. That is a enormous hail core though, for sure. And heading off to the east right now, riding along Highway 50. We will watch that one closely. It's only warned for $half sized hail, but I bet that will get upgraded here shortly. Because this storm is very intense right now. That is an enormous hail core that we see right now here. A semi was blown over in Bernard County, or Bernard, Minnesota. Thank you, Katie. So we apparently have a report there of a semi truck blown over in Minnesota. We'll get to Minnesota here in a second too. Yeah, that is a massive hail core. Again, that is near Plevna as well as Abbeville. Partridge will be in the track of it. Hutchinson, excuse me, is going to be in the track of this as well. Hutchinson's more populated there. So a big hailstorm coming that direction. We will keep you updated there with the latest on that storm. A couple of other ones kind of on the minor threats at this point. Back up near a more populated area, back near Interstate 70, we have an ongoing storm for 70-mile-per-hour winds along with $half-sized hail. That is tracking out to the east. And we'll take a quick look at the velocities here in just a second. GR2 is estimating over 4 inches sized hail. All right, this storm also has rotation, but let me go over to this radar site. Take a look at this. Yeah, definitely not rotating as of right now. There's definitely a lot of hail, though, there possibly as well. Let me go over to the hail radar real quick, because I want to take a look and see. We do have an update, by the way. The tornado warning, I think, has been canceled there for Montgomery County, Iowa, if I'm not mistaken. So, it's the latest update. Let me go over to the hail radar, though, real quick. The hail radar is currently estimating around 2 inches, up to 2.5 inches sized hail. That basically means we're possibly up to tennis ball sized hail here near Highway 50. Again, that's northwest of Plevna as of right now. So again, that's our brand new update on this storm. We do have a new warning for Adams County, Iowa for golf ball sized hail. We'll get to that here in a second. I believe that's the one that was tornado warned, or that was the storm that's tornado warned. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, again, large hail core here in Kansas. We'll watching the storm closely. By the way, if you're just tuning in, hit the like button. It gets us out to more people. Make sure to do it. A lot of you guys haven't liked. It's free to do. Would really help out our page a lot. Again, we do have a tornado warning here in Iowa. I believe it's going to be expiring here in a second. So if not, it already has been. And I believe it's already, yeah, it has been canceled. But going back over to the new warning here in southwestern Iowa, it is for golf ball sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Just a heads up there for Carbon, Corning, and Prescott. Back up here to the northwest, we have a ping pong ball sized hailstorm as well near Elliott and Henderson. Another storm to watch for very closely. Back near Des Moines. Des Moines is an area that we're seeing a couple of hailstorms here. We do have an ongoing one for quarter-sized hail, which has actually been confirmed by a trained weather spotter and as well as a National Weather Service employee. So that's the latest update. Quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds moving off to the east-northeast near Knoxville and near Monroe. We also have a storm here near Pleasantville, also producing the potential for around a quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. We also have another large hailstorm possibly ongoing. This might get upgraded too. This is for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds, but this very well may be a little bit higher than that. So again, that is near, let's take a look. I can't see the name there, but that's south of Highway 34. That is west of Highway 63, north of Drakesville, and portions of southeastern Iowa. Let's go to Minnesota. I have not updated this region at all recently. Apparently, we have a report of a semi-truck that's been blown over from this storm over near East Gull Lake. Apparently, this is near 371, and this also has a tornado possible on it. Seems like we have a little bit of broad rotation here, so we'll have to watch this storm pretty closely. This is our latest update here. Definitely a little bit of rotation, but this storm is producing quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Again, apparently there was a semi-truck that was blown over with this storm, so just keep that in mind. I have a couple of other strong storms, but anybody out in front of this, main concern is hail with isolated damaging winds, maybe an isolated brief or weak tornado. We'll keep you updated with the latest on that. But let's go back over to Kansas, because we are seeing an extreme hailstorm here, potentially that is ongoing near west of Hutchinson. Again, we have a large area of hail here. And I'm surprised the warning is not getting upgraded. They've been pretty consistent on upgrading warnings, but we have definitely a lot of hail here near Plevna. Again, the overall rotation does not seem to be overly strong. We definitely have some damaging winds. It seems like it's trying to rotate, but it is definitely struggling to organize itself. Again, this area recently was just added, I believe, into the slight risk for severe weather. Here's a look at the risk tonight. And it's kind of on the cusp there, but you can see the slight risk of severe weather has gotten extended to go now down to the south of Interstate 70. So that is our latest update tonight, and that will go for at least obviously through the next few hours, as we do have a chance for hail, damaging winds, potentially an isolated tornado as well. And you can see back near Salina as well, near New Cambria as well, near Interstate 70. We have a storm here producing 70-mile-per-hour winds, as well as half-dollar sized hail. So 2 storms to watch for very closely here in Kansas. Keep that in mind again if you're in Kansas. A lot of strong storms. We're going to be covering Kansas a lot, as well as Iowa. And it will also cover you on Minnesota if anything ends up happening there. And again, if you're just tuning in, hit the subscribe button down below if you've not already. Helps my page out a lot. Also, make sure to hit the like button. Again, that helps get this out to more people. So back down here to Arlington, Plevna, as well as Abbeville. We'll stay on this storm here for a moment. We'll go back up to Salina here in a second. Kansas storm is looking strong. It is definitely very strong right now. Thanks, Snork, by the way. Appreciate it. Thank you. Buffy, if you have any photos, feel free to send them in. I know it's nighttime, but if you get any photos of that, feel free to send them in. We have an update on a warning, by the way, in Iowa. This is for Monroe, Davis counties. It might be the one in southeastern Iowa, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this storm has just been upgraded. So this storm is now up to ping-pong ball-sized hail near Blakesburg. So again, brand new update on this warning. That is in southeastern Iowa. This is, again, a brand new update for up to ping-pong ball-sized hail. And we also have a new update on the storm we were just on. We'll go back to that now here in a second. That storm for McPherson County, Rano County, and Rice County, Kansas is now up to ping-pong ball-sized hail as well. That does include Hutchinson, Kansas. So let's hop back over to that one. This storm was just upgraded now to ping-pong ball-sized hail. And we also have some other reports real quick. I'm just going to get to these. We haven't gotten to these yet. Half-dollar sized hail, 65-mile-per-hour winds with this storm that's near Salina has been reported. We also had ping-pong ball-sized hail reported recently. So that's our latest updates as of right now. And we also have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Douglas County, Nebraska, Harrison County, Iowa. That is for half-dollar sized hail. So new update there. Any tornado yet? We've had a tornado warning. Actually, I forgot to change the counter, but thanks, John. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Is he blurry? I don't think so. But yeah, we've had a tornado warning. Has there been an actual tornado? We don't know. Apparently, there was a few funnel cloud reports, but beyond that, there has not been any confirmation of anything getting to the ground or any funnel clouds at this point that we've had at least reported. I know somebody mentioned there's a funnel cloud a few times, but that was about it. Or, excuse me, a wall cloud a few times. All right, let me see if we have any anything coming in from Plevna. Again, Plevna is the area that is possibly seeing up the ping-pong ball-sized hail. Again, the radar is estimating even larger than that, but I do think that probably the potential right now is pretty low. I'm not seeing anything as of right now, at least in this area. Again, near Plevna, Highway 50, that is, again, our area that we're seeing the potential for ping-pong ball-sized hail. Apparently, Bree Timmer's reporting that there was quarter-sized hail in Marysville, Kansas. So, that was from earlier, though. Our latest update, though, from there. Am I actually blurry? I think I'm blurry. Looking on my end, and it's not blurry. Thank you, John Davis, for the $5 super chat, by the way. Appreciate that a lot. Thank you for your support. Thank you. Maybe I should be drinking. Hey, Kansas City gonna get anything tonight? Let me go over that here in a second. Let me just pour my water, because I ran out of water pretty quickly. For those that were here the first hour, or any part of the first hour, we had a very, very busy first hour. We were going over so many severe thunderstorm warnings. It's still pretty active right now, but it was extremely busy earlier. We have a new update, and we have to get to this one, because this is a very populated region near Salina. This is now up to golf ball sized hail. The storm now near Salina, Interstate 70, just east of Interstate 135, New Cambria. Again, here in Kansas, this is a new warning that has just been, or it's still the ongoing warning, but it's now been upgraded to golf ball sized hail. It's not updated on my end, but we now are up to golf ball sized hail on this storm. And we're also up to golf ball sized hail for Mills County, Iowa. That is, again, a brand new update on that one. That's north of Red Oak, Iowa, by the way. So another update there. Here's a look at the velocities, by the way, and here's your wind, by the way. That's definitely around 60 to 70 miles per hour near Interstate 70. So, again, if you're traveling, if you're a truck driver, I know we have some truck drivers that sometimes watch. There definitely is a potential that we have some pretty significant winds here near Interstate 70. Keep that in mind. Again, very, very active as of right now. And this is definitely a very severe storm here in Kansas. Let me go back over the hail radar and we'll take a look and see the latest hail updates. And this is a look at the hail radar. I think it's been a little bit of an overestimating feature tonight, but we're still seeing the estimates are right around about tennis ball sized hail, but I think that's kind of an overestimate. The latest radar update is now up to golf ball size, so you're definitely looking at the potential for golf ball sized hail. You can see the hail core, by the way, near New Cambria, near Interstate 70, so just keep that in mind. Looking at it right now with this storm. Minnesota storm is starting to rotate more. Okay. I'll take a look at that here in a second. Golf ball will total a car. Yeah, a lot of golf ball sized hail can, but it takes a little while for that. We've had actually reports, at least confirmation so far tonight. The highest hail that we've seen was lime sized hail. So, all right, let me back over to Minnesota real quick. Apparently the storm's rotating a little bit more. We'll take a quick look at it. I know this is approaching a bit more of a populated region in Minnesota. Again, the storms up in Minnesota have not been nearly as impressive tonight, and you can kind of see maybe a little bit of rotation, but it's not overly impressive. But we'll have to watch that closely. Again, it's pretty broad as of right now. We'll watch it as it moves off to the east, but definitely not too concerning as of right now, but might be something to watch long term. By the way, if you're just tuning in, this is a look at the severe weather tonight. Obviously, we've had a very active evening, to say the least. If you've been here for, again, any part of the first hour and a half, I've been talking non-stop. I've literally not been really able to look at chat either because it's just been so busy. But we've been peaking around 17 warnings or so. We're currently at 12, which is a bit of better news, so I don't have to go to as many warnings. But you can see a lot of severe weather ongoing. Back through areas like Iowa, we have a couple of storms near Omaha. We got a little cluster that stretches all the way through central and northern Kansas. As of right now. So yeah, there's a lot of severe weather out there as of right now, and you can see we have our most severe storms, one over here in southeastern Iowa, got a couple near the Des Moines metro area. Back over here, we have an ongoing golf ball sized hailstorm. This one was originally tornado warned, by the way, not too long ago, west of Kent, and that's now into Corning. Back over here near Elliott and southwest of Griswold, a little golf ball sized hailstorm there as well. And back near Omaha, a little cluster of storms that is producing some $half sized hail. Let me go back over to the high def radar, and we'll go back over to Kansas. And yes, I do plan on taking a quick hydrating session here for about 5 seconds. So give me 1 second. I've been basically nonstop talking, so give me 1 second so I can drink a little bit of water. Also, we've now had observed hail near Omaha, Nebraska of $half sized hail. So just an update there. So that's what we're looking at right now there. Our latest update. So again, just east of Omaha and north of Omaha, we have $half sized hail that's now been confirmed. Holy moly. Hey, Tori, how you doing? Welcome back, by the way. Lime sized hail. Lime size is the same thing as 2 inches, by the way. I don't really say hen egg anymore because a lot of people got it confused for me saying hen egg, which sounds apparently like headache. I don't know why, but apparently people were saying that. So I was like, all right, I'll change it to lime sized hail. It's the same thing. 2 inches in diameter. Wait. Oh, no, I'm not listening to actual music. Sorry, that's. I think my playlist might have popped up if I might have hit my audio thing, but no, I'm not playing music. I don't have any earbuds in or anything, no. I don't ever listen to music during live streams. Let me go back up to Salina. Salina, I know a lot more people live in. This one, again, is up to golf ball sized hail now. We actually do have confirmation of that at 8:13. There was a confirmation of golf ball sized hail in New Cambria, just north of Interstate 70. So look at the velocities. And there is still a little bit of broad rotation here. Again, wind's going away from the radar, wind's going toward the radar. A little bit of rotation there. It's pretty broad right now. That's near Interstate 70, and it's definitely rain-wrapped, if anything. So an area to watch for sure. Again, this one's up to golf ball-sized hail as of right now. We have a new update out of Dallas County, Iowa, for 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's actually a new warning. 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-sized hail. That is just west of Des Moines. So Des Moines' kind of been surrounded by storms so far. Thank you, by the way, Cheryl and Sam, for subscribing. I appreciate it. On the more southern storm, velocity check. Let me take a look. Man, look at this storm. I mean, it's just been so impressive. The hail that's with this, it's had a little bit of an inflow in the bottom. It's not been overly impressive, but there's been a bit of an inflow here a couple of times. There is still a little bit of rotation here. Again, it's not tight, but we've had a little bit of rotation here near Plevna, south of Highway 50. So, say egg-sized hail. Egg is kind of broad, though. And eggs could really be any size. We could be talking about scrambled eggs. Be talking about, I don't know, whatever other eggs are out there. I mean, you could be talking about anything when it comes to eggs. We're only 6 likes away, by the way, from 300. Make sure to hit the like button. Again, if you hit the like button, it gets us out to more people. So make sure to hit the like button down below. I'll keep you updated with the latest throughout the evening. Looks like it's forming. It's been trying to form a couple of times. The overall storm motion, though, you can kind of see the rain out in front of it. This might hinder its overall rotation development, at least in terms of a tornadic activity there. We'll watch it, but overall the rain, you can kind of see it's out in front of it now. That's going to create some rain cool air, which might impact the overall development of that rotation, but we'll see. Ostrich eggs, yeah, see? I mean, eggs, just saying egg is such a wide range. I mean, really, it really is a wide range of sizes. I think Ohio will get hit for the huge festival next week. It's not huge enough if I've never heard of it. But I have no clue. What day is the festival? Because that would give me a better idea. I've never heard of the festival. Marble, nickel, quarter. Yeah, there you go. Well, P-size tail is 0.25. Marble's kind of in that same range too. Nickel size tail is 0.88. Quarter is 1 inch. Oh. Kind of for reference. Hailstone sizes do very well vary. But honestly, it's kind of a weird thing. For whatever reason, 2 inches in diameter for hailstone sizes is kind of, for whatever reason, hard to find what is actually 2 inches in diameter. And I don't know why, because I can never figure out anything that's 2 inches in diameter. You'd think there'd be more than just one thing that's 2 inches in diameter, but I guess not. Oh my lord, look at this storm. Jeez, this thing has just been absolutely packing a punch in terms of hail. Look at this hail. Latest scan just blowing it up again near Plevna. Again, that is a lot of rain and possibly hail there. Again, very large hail here. Saline County, Kansas, by the way, is now on to half-dollar sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds on the new warning. Man, oh man, this storm has just been so impressive here. Down here in pretty much almost central portions of Kansas. McPherson, Kansas, by the way, is radar indicated hail now, no longer observed. That's quarter-sized hail. Here's a look at the velocities. Yeah, again, not a whole lot of rotation here. There is an inflow, but there's not a whole lot of rotation. But the storm itself is just very impressive here. A lot of hail, for sure. And all the locations, by the way, being impacted by the storm are on the left side of your screen. It does include Hutchinson, excuse me. So Hutchinson's the biggest area, basically, in the track of this over the short term. September 23rd to 25th. Oh, next weekend? I can't give you a forecast next weekend, really. I mean, you'd have to check, like, your local 7-day forecast, because I don't typically do forecasts that far out for nationwide areas. But severe weather-wise, there's a possibility. I'll have more details probably in tomorrow morning's forecast. So, stay tuned. Make sure the post notification button down below as well, the little bell icon. Like the video if you haven't already, by the way, I would appreciate it. Also, subscribe. Forecast tomorrow morning, most likely going to be about the severe weather across the Midwest tomorrow, which, again, Midwest, if you're in Chicago, south of Milwaukee, basically, anywhere in Illinois, Indiana, pretty good chance of severe weather tomorrow. All modes of severe weather will be possible again tomorrow. Tomorrow will probably be a little bit more active than today, and today has already been extremely active. I mean, we have a load of warnings. We're currently actually at 15 warnings as of right now. I haven't updated it. Yeah, we still have a lot of warnings out there, so there's severe weather everywhere. And this storm near just northwest of Arlington, along and south of Highway 50 has been very impressive too. Yeah, it's been very, very active. The lid of a 12-ounce can is 2 inches. Yeah, that's the only problem. You know, saying like 12-ounce can-sized hail, people would get so confused. Or the lid of a 12... I mean, that's just not... it's too hard. You have to say, like, I mean, when it comes to any hailstone size, it's typically one, if not maybe like 2 words. That's like the maximum that you'll ever say. Like lime-sized hail. Or, you know, like in this sort of instance, this is half-dollar sized hail. Technically, there's a dash in there, so it's almost 1 word. But yeah, calling something 12-ounce can-sized hail is going to scare the crap out of people. Tennis ball-sized hail? Yeah, tennis ball is also... That's 2.5 inches. It's too large, though. Tennis ball-sized hail is too large. Grabbing my ruler. I mean, you could also say phone case-sized hail, but phone case-sized hail also ranges extremely. Calculator sized hail. There's just nothing circular that's like 2 inches, really. A 12-ounce sized hail will go through your roof. You're definitely correct about that. Hey, DFW, how you doing? Welcome back. Watermelon sized hail. We're way off right now on the hail charts on watermelon sized hail. Update, by the way. Hail core is definitely the strongest near Abbeville. Billiard ball. Yeah, billiard ball is... but billiard ball, I mean, you could say it, but it's still slightly large for that. I mean, they don't warn it by 2.25 inches. Chuck, I've been seeing that you're trying to become a member. You have to actually become a member. If you become a member, you'll get your badge, but you haven't, so. I think I saw your message from earlier, but pool ball sized hail, yeah, that's just such a wide range again. Globe size, Earth sized hail coming. That would be impressive. We do have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning in Adams County and Cass County, Iowa for quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Also in Pottawatomie County, Iowa. I'm not even sure if I said that name right, but that was pretty impressive if I did. $half sized hail is on that storm. That is a brand new update on the warning. And Dickinson County, Kansas, a new warning for golf ball-sized hail. That is going to be going for this storm. Let's go over to this one. This is for up to golf ball sized hail. This is going to include Abilene, Solomon, as well as south of Interstate 70. Sized hail. Still going off. Still going over all the hailstone sizes here. Hey, Davey, you're totally fine. You don't have to donate or anything. I appreciate you even being here. It really helps the page out a lot, and I really appreciate you being here. As long as I'm keeping people safe, that's all that matters. I don't really care a whole lot about the money, really. Even though I'm in college and it helps, but it's definitely not required by any means. Pottawatomie? I was pretty close the first time, I think. Hey, you, Connie, by the way. Appreciate you being here. You even know Iowa pronunciation. I remember that one stream that we had like 140,000 total views in, and I think you were the one that was giving me all the name. It might have been that one, or it might have been another one, but always give me the pronunciations in Wisconsin. I used to call it Wisconsin, Winsconsin. Like, I used to say wins. That's how bad it already started off at in Wisconsin. New update for Adams County, Iowa, by the way. We're still on golf ball sized hail. Damage threat considerable. That includes Corning. That was a storm again. That was tornado warned earlier. So, hey, Eli, how you doing? Hey, James, how you doing? Welcome as well. Appreciate it, David. Appreciate you being here. Heavy storms in Florida all week. Yeah, there's a stationary front. I actually made a weather forecast on it. That's not public, but like a green screen forecast on that. Yeah, Jaws went crazy. Yeah, Jaws has been... I don't know where Jaws... I think Jaws has been busy recently, so it's... I don't know if he's ever come back, but, you know, the couple of times he came by and gifted memberships, he was insane. Also, if KD's still here, KD gifted 5 members today. I appreciate that. Thank you, Michael, GW, and Jen for subscribing as well. I appreciate it. New update. We have a significant update on a severe thunderstorm warning. We have 2 big updates. Big hailstorms now ongoing. Reno County, which I have no clue even where that is. I'm not going to lie. Let me figure out where this is real quick. That's Hutchinson. This warning's been updated. Big update on this one. We're now up to 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds, along with hen egg-sized hail. Again, brand new update here on this warning. That is a big upgrade from before. Again, if you're in Abbeville, get away from windows. That is pretty significant hail, by the way. Partridge also going to be in the track of this. Hutchinson, more populated. There's a potential, again, for hen egg-sized hail, along with 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds. This is a very significant warning. We also have an update for Montgomery County and Pottawatomie County, Iowa, for 60-mile-per-hour winds and hen egg-sized hail there as well. Again, big update on this warning, though. We are talking about pretty significant hailstone sizes near Abbeville, Partridge, Arlington, going towards Hutchinson. Yeah, if you know anybody in Hutchinson, Kansas, because I know it's a bit more populated there, make sure you give them a call, give them a text, whatever you got to do. And again, hit the like button. It gets it out to more people as well if you don't know anybody there. Moving which way? This storm's moving east-southeast, I would say. It's kind of an east-southeasterly direction. That's a big upgrade in the hailstone size department. I'm in Sterling, Kansas. Just north of that ugly storm in South Kansas. Wait. Oh, just north of here? Oh, I got you. Oh, back up here. Yeah, it looks like you're kind of in the like the in-between here. You got kind of lucky. You got a storm up here that's kind of weak. Then you got the massive supercell here near Hutchinson. Yeah, this storm near Hutchinson, again, has been extremely severe this entire time. It's been probably one of the most impressive supercells I've seen so far today. And I've seen a couple of pretty impressive ones. The one that we had in Kansas earlier today that you might have seen me tweeting about on Twitter, that one was going for a while. That storm was impressive, to say the least, as well. It was one single discrete cell that we had earlier today. It produced damaging winds through a large area in the northeastern portion of Kansas. But since then, that storm obviously kind of fizzled out after about 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, that was an impressive storm, too. Marion County, Iowa, now upgraded to ping pong ball size hail, by the way. That's our latest update there. Cutie sized hail? Oh my goodness. Now we're going up to orange sized hail. What's the diameter of an orange? Orange diameter. It's 2 to 2.5 inch, or 2.5 inches to 4 inches. Yeah, that just wouldn't work. Apparently oranges kind of range from 2 to 4 inches, so that also would not work. It's kind of those unfortunate things. Here's a look, by the way. Again, here's your inflow. We don't have a whole lot of rotation here. There's a little bit of inflow, though. Here's your massive hail core, as I mentioned before, near Abbeville. This has now been upgraded again to hen egg-sized hail. And along with that, again, you can just see the overall storm. It is very impressive. Again, the biggest hail right now near Abbeville. That is moving off most likely toward Partridge, going towards 61 over the next several minutes as well. Again, if you're in Hutchinson, make sure you are getting prepared for this storm. It is going toward your direction. Yes, I can go ahead and put a little bit of a time lapse on here. Unfortunately, it's kind of quick, so it might go by quick. I'll kind of put in my own motion, though. This is a look over time here. This is the storm here near west of Hutchinson. So you kind of see the evolution of this over time. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. Yeah, it's not overly consistent since I have to switch the speed so it goes a little bit slower, but yeah, that's like a little evolution of that storm. It's menacing. Yeah, this storm has been pretty impressive. It's been a very, very impressive cell, especially on the very southern end of all the severe weather that we've seen so far. So, an interesting storm to say the least. Problem, Robert. Is Omaha under any warning? There is a severe thunderstorm warning. I'm not sure if it includes Omaha, but there is $half size hail up that direction. I'm not sure exactly if you're in that warning, though. Hey, Lucky, how you doing? Welcome back. There's an IHOP in Hutchinson. Thank you. Somebody said that forever ago. There was an IHOP somewhere. I don't remember what it was, but... Did somebody say the headquarters of IHOP is in Hutchinson or something like that? Is that what that reference was from? What's the pink mean? Pink is typically at least heavy rain, potentially some hail as well. Once we start to get to these like darker pinks and black colors, that usually represents more significant hail. So sometimes as high as like hen egg sized hail, maybe even a little bit greater than that. It's situational, but and sometimes it's as low as $half size hail. It just really ranges. Pancake sized hail, yes. Pancakes range from like a millimeter all the way up to like 10 inches. Depends on how big a pancake you want. I kind of want IHOP right now. I don't know why. I haven't had IHOP in like at least 2 years. I haven't had pancakes in like 2 years. I mean, for whatever reason, I just haven't. Back up near Omaha. This is the storm near Omaha. So no longer includes Omaha. There was actually a report in Omaha, though, of nickel-sized hail. Also, West Omaha had quarter-sized hail. East Omaha had golf ball-sized hail. I said Omaha about 7 times in the last 10 seconds. But other than that, the storm near Underwood is producing $half-sized hail. And back over here, we actually have a hen egg-sized hailstorm originally near Elliott. Near Griswold, it's back down to quarter-sized hail. Cumberland is also included in that. Ping pong ball-sized hail near Corning. That storm was originally tornado warned. It is definitely weakened. We have a couple near Des Moines as well. You can see one back over near Dallas Center. Another one back over here northeast of Des Moines. That's producing quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. And then our big hailstorm down here near Knoxville and Pella is producing ping pong ball-sized hail as of right now. That's moving down to the southeast. Leeton as well as Oskaloosa is included in those two warnings. Or in that one warning, excuse me. So, little area to watch for pretty closely. Again, we do have severe thunderstorm watches ongoing. The one in Iowa goes until 2 a.m. The one across areas like Nebraska, southwestern Iowa, and northeastern portions of Kansas is going until, I believe, midnight. Yeah, midnight tonight. So another 3 hours or so. And this one warning that we're looking at a really large hailstorm as well as damaging winds up to 70 is outside of the severe thunderstorm watch, just for reference. So once again, producing hen egg sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. Navy, the tornado threat tonight is pretty low, but pretty low tonight. It was actually originally higher this morning, but things kind of changed and we started to see more rain fall across Iowa, and it kind of limited the tornado potential tonight. But one area in particular that might have a briefer weak tornado might be Minnesota and maybe even Kansas. Can't rule it out. It just depends if the shear kind of gets going with these cells, but we haven't seen a whole lot of shear with really any of these storms. You can see the one over here near Arlington. There's been a little bit of broad rotation. It's not strong by any means at this point. It's definitely not tight or anything, but this is a storm that has a very low chance, I would say, of any tornadic activity, even though it's a discrete. I mean, this is a discrete supercell. We have a lot of hail with this one. Back up here to the north, though, a big cluster. That's likely to be a little bit of a lower-end tornado threat, if anything, so we'll have to wait and see, though. Again, the one near Abbeville and Partridge is definitely more impressive than anything right now. Minnesota's been pretty active this year. Yeah, it's been pretty decently active, I would say. Active. Hasn't been the most active I've ever seen it, but it's definitely been a decent amount of activity there. Big thunderclap. Oh, back up in Sterling. I actually have a little bit of lightning with the... I mean, it's a very small little shower here, but you might have a little bit of lightning there. Don't be shocked if that had a little bit of like a 1 or 2 strikes or whatever. What's the severe weather chances for southeast Wisconsin tomorrow? Watch my latest forecast. It has more details on it. But it's going to be probably on the lower side anyways. Just want a quick answer. I think the better chance will be in Illinois and Indiana tomorrow. This storm, by the way, is warned currently for half-dollar sized hail. The warning out in front of it is golf ball sized. I think that might get downgraded, but we'll see what happens. That supercell was pulling up a lot of dust earlier. Are we talking about the one over here? The one down here back near Hutchinson now? Because this storm, again, has been very, very pronounced here for a while. I mean, this has been an impressive supercell for the last couple of hours. By the way, live stream tomorrow, for those that are wondering, the Midwest, I do plan on going live, but it's like a 75% chance because I have a lot of schoolwork tomorrow, so I'm not guaranteeing it. But if I do go live, just make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and again, turn on post notifications so you get notified if I do. But tomorrow will be a pretty big day as well, so if I'm able to go live, I will. It's pretty windy in Sterling. There's definitely some wind out there. Definitely some wind. You're kind of on the leading edge of that little frontal boundary too, so that'd be why. Up a little bit of wind. Why are we still talking about hailstone sizes? Might as well just call it computer-sized hail at this point. Pretty impressive. Eddyville update? Where's Eddyville? Is that Kansas? Or is that Kentucky? Which Eddyville are we talking about? Oh, Iowa? Maybe Iowa. Take a look. That's that one storm that's moving toward you has ping pong ball sized hail. It might weaken over time, but there is a storm going down towards that direction. It also might stay off to the north of you, but we'll watch that one closely. But as of right now, the storm is, I believe, it's still about 30 minutes away from you right now, back over in Eddyville. We have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, back over in Potawatomi, whatever it is, County, Iowa. Let's go back up to that one. Actually, I have one over near Oskaloosa as well. We have one over here. We'll go over to that here in a second. Let's go over to, where is it? Reason why I can't find Potawatomi here. I can't pronounce names. Why can I not find this? Is it back over here? Oh, did I miss it? All right, so we have a brand new warning. I'm pretty sure it's this county here, if I'm not mistaken. But this is a new warning. Apparently, there's a new warning here. My confusion is through the roof right now. Near 92. Where is 92? Finding this county is actually incredibly hard. Is this even in Iowa? Lord. This is a breakdown midstream. I don't know where this is. Near Griswold. Oh, that's back over here. So the warning just hasn't popped up yet. Oh, it has popped up. It's the smallest warning going. Okay, so we have a new update on this warning. Took me about a minute to find, but there's golf ball sized hail at this storm near Griswold. That is west of Griswold. Sorry, I'm not even going to talk about how I pronounce that, but back west of Griswold, there's potentially some golf ball sized hail, and not really a wind threat, but more of a golf ball sized hail threat here near Griswold, northwest of Elliott. So again, that's a brand new warning for the county that I cannot pronounce. Potawatomi. Yeah, that one. Thank you. Apologies for the incredible pronunciations, but that was horrible. All right. The worst part about that was, though, it took me a minute to find that county. Oh, that was horrendous. Yeah, if that was ever to be a tornado warning, obviously it's pink, so I'd be able to see it. But the warning, by the way, that's now been expired for Hutchinson. I would expect we get a new severe thunderstorm warning for this here in a moment. Just hasn't come out yet, but we'll get one probably here in a second for that one. In Kansas. All right, let's go back up here to the north. We'll go back to Iowa for now. The state where pronunciations are impossible, other than Wisconsin. Wisconsin's even worse. I mean, if I have to cover southern Wisconsin tomorrow, that's going to be a fest of mispronunciations. Going over to this storm, though, near Prescott and Kent and Lennox, as well as Creston. This is for quarter-sized hail in 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's moving off to the northeast. So, storm moving 28 miles per hour. We'll put a track on it. I haven't really used the tracker much recently. I'll put a track on this. This is going about 28 miles per hour. So, a bunch of locations on the left side of your screen for that potential for maybe a little severe storm. Again, this one was tornado warned earlier, but I think that tornado threat has definitely diminished with this storm specifically. But Cromwell right around 8:53, Creston 9:04, Macksburg 9:34, as well as East Peru 10 o'clock, Winterset 10:01, Patterson 10:14, St. Charles 10:16, St. Mary's 10:27, Martinsdale 10:29, coming right around 10:37, and Norwalk right around 10:44. Going to the other storm, I want to put a track on this one too, because this one is producing some pretty significant hail. This one's moving off to the east-southeast as of right now. Put a track on this one as well. 45 miles per hour. I'm going to put 37 because I do think it's a little bit slower than that. But Bussy 9:02, Beacon 9:09, Oskaloosa 9:11, University Park 9:13, Eddyville 9:21. So Eddyville, for that person that mentioned Eddyville, right around 9:21 for you, so 40 more minutes. Fremont right around 9:31, Hedrick right around 9:43, Richland 10:06, Fairfield 10:18, Brighton 10:20, and Wayland right around 10:34. Thank you, by the way, Avery, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Ostrich egg-sized hail. Yeah, that's just, I don't think... What's the diameter of ostrich eggs? Does anybody know? Thank you, by the way, Gabrielle, as well, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Again, if you've not already, hit the subscribe button down below. Do, again, daily forecast, the most honest forecasting here on YouTube. You can, again, hit the subscribe button down below. It's free to do. We're only 21 subscribers from 17,600. Also, hit the like button. Helps this get out to more people that are in these warnings. And we do have a new report from Lake Red Rock of quarter-sized hail, by the way. That's in Marion County, Iowa. So, hey, Veronica, how you doing? Welcome back. It's not a boulder. It's a rock. Yeah, I can't do that impersonation. I know what the reference is. It's from SpongeBob, I'm pretty sure. Any tornadoes earlier? We've had one tornado warning so far, but nothing confirmed as of yet. We may have had a brief tornado, but obviously nobody's confirmed that at this point. So, hey, Carol, how you doing? I'm doing well today. How about you? Doing all right. Just getting through really a lot of schoolwork more than anything right now. You gonna see any severe storms? It's a low chance, but you might see an isolated severe storm or two. Not out of the question. It's still gonna be another hour or two, though, I'd say. I'm hearing some fireworks outside my window, so I was just taking a look, but I can't see anything. Baseball-sized hail? Baseball-sized hail is one of those, baseball-sized hail is honestly when we start to get to the extreme levels, in my opinion. Tennis ball-sized hail is pretty extreme, but I would honestly say probably some of the worst hailstone sizes are baseball and above. Obviously, that's kind of, obvious, but really when we kind of take that turn from tennis ball to baseball size, that's when it becomes more destructive than anything, so... by the way, new warning over here for Abbeville no longer includes Hutchinson, so Hutchinson's all right now. But for those in Arlington, Pretty Prairie, which might not be too pretty after the storm, Haven as well, going to be in the track of this storm for the potential for damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, and along with some golf ball-sized hail. Again, that's our latest warning here. New warning update for Reno County, Kansas as well. Oh, whoa, look at this. Okay, we had a serious storm up here. In Salina, we are now up to a destructive supercell. Again, repeat, there's a destructive supercell here with 80 mile per hour damaging winds. This is, again, a brand new update on this warning for 80-mile-per-hour damaging winds here for areas near Salina. This is a very populated area, again, along and east of Interstate 35. We now have a new warning update for up to 80-mile-per-hour damaging winds and golf ball-sized hail. Get away from windows, seek shelter, treat this as if it's a tornado warning. I'm not entirely sure if this is classified as an extremely dangerous situation, but and that is a brand new warning update here. Okay, so it's not an extremely dangerous situation, but this is definitely a storm to watch. Again, 80-mile-per-hour damaging winds here near Salina. Sorry, Salina. I keep saying Salina for some reason. Salina, Kansas. Again, seek shelter if you're in this area. That is extremely high velocities here. And this is a look at probably where that wind is, by the way. It's back up near Salina, so seek shelter, again, away from windows, lowest floor possible. We are talking, again, about 80-mile-per-hour damaging winds here just south of Interstate 70 and just east of Interstate 135, again, in Kansas. A significant severe thunderstorm warning is ongoing here. Talking about, again, very high winds here, especially in the area that I just circled. Again, the area that I circled has the highest winds as of right now. South of New Cambria. Again, 80-mile-per-hour damaging winds that we currently have ongoing here. Hey, Destiny, how you doing? Welcome back. Thanks, Google. I appreciate it. Tornado warning incoming on the old tornado warning? We'll see. All right, so here are the reports, by the way, that we have coming in on this storm. Again, this is currently warned for 80-mile-per-hour damaging winds in Salina, Kansas. Again, our most recent reports is 78 miles per hour was confirmed at the airport in Salina. So that's the latest update here. Again, that's 78 miles per hour that's been confirmed as of 12 minutes ago. That is hence why this warning is currently warned for 80-mile-per-hour damaging winds. So very significant winds for sure with this storm right now. Again, stay away from windows if you're in this area. Treat it, again, as if it is a tornado warning, because, again, 80-mile-per-hour damaging winds is definitely no joke. Okay, cool. Any new warnings on that? Okay. Yeah, again, very significant. Also, our hail core down here is down west of Carrollton. That is definitely producing some golf ball-sized hail. So those are our two threats as of right now with this storm. Again, destructive supercell currently ongoing here in Salina, Kansas. Significant storm ongoing right now. Here's the latest radar update. We'll take a look at the velocities again. Yeah, you can see the highest wind speeds again are right here. That is, again, just south of New Cambria, southeastern portions of Salina as well. Thank you, Slippy. Yeah, we have had confirmation again. A couple of reports there, 78 miles per hour at the airport just west of Interstate 135 is the confirmation on this warning. Again, it is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. We are again talking about 80-mile-per-hour damaging winds currently ongoing here near Salina, south currently of New Cambria. Yeah, if you know anybody in this area, by the way, make sure you give them a call or a text. If you don't know anybody, you can hit the like button. It gets us out to more people that might not know about the warning, but might be in this area. So definitely a serious warning here currently ongoing near Salina. Go back over to the live radar here. Here's a look at the live radar as of right now. So again, it's not an overly impressive storm back this direction, but we are definitely looking at some very high downburst winds in the area. We also have a little hail core there just off to the west of Carrollton. So call it Carrollton before it's Carlton, I'm pretty sure. The other storm down here, look at this hail core near Arlington. That is insane. The storm down here near Partridge, south of Hutchinson, has also been producing a lot of hail. So it's crazy. A very, very active evening so far, for sure. As I mentioned before, for the first hour of the stream, we were nonstop with severe thunderstorm warnings. So we're just coming in left and right, left and right. I mean, it was extremely active. We're still seeing pretty active weather right now. We do have an update, by the way. We're down to $half sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds on the storm that's out here to the east. It's in Dickinson County. Saline County, as I mentioned before, has currently been upgraded to 80-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Again, this is a significant severe thunderstorm warning here south of New Cambria, southeast of Salina, for up to golf ball-sized hail, along with the potential for 80-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Again, very strong downburst winds with this storm. We'll keep a close eye on it as it moves out to the east, but big storm here. Very high wind still, for sure. Thanks, John. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. New update, by the way, on Marion County, Iowa. That storm has been dropped down to $half sized hail. That was the one going towards Eddiesville. So, hey, Andrew. Interesting. Yeah, pronunciations really vary from state to state, and really regions and stuff like that always vary for certain areas, so it's kind of one of those weird things. Yeah, I've actually, I don't think I've ever entered Kansas in my life, I don't think, so I don't think I've ever even driven through the state. In fact, I don't think I've ever flown over the state either, so at least Kansas in particular, I haven't. Welcome back, Veronica. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, I meant to say Eddyville. Sometimes I will add an S or something like that. I do apologize. I'm very familiar with certain areas, but like North Texas, Florida, those are a couple areas I know, a lot of cities and stuff like that. New England. A lot of people will see a name called, it'll be like this. A lot of people think it's Worcester. It's actually Worcester. So that's a New England though. That's a New England thing. Do I plan on covering winter storms? I've never covered them in the past, but I do plan on it. I've covered North Texas winter storms, which aren't really much of anything. They're typically just like little ice storms or a little bit of snow. I do plan on doing some winter coverage, though, this year. Potawatomi County, let's go. I apologize for those that live in that area. Back over here into currently in Iowa, we have a new update up to now lime-sized hail on this storm. Let's go back over to this. So this is a little area here near Griswold, and this is a look at that storm. You can see the hail core here that is now warned for up to lime-sized hail. Here's a look at the velocity. So we're not seeing a whole lot of rotation, maybe a little bit of something, but that is, again, a new update here for the potential for now up to hen egg-sized hail. I also have a couple of new warnings out in front of it for quarter-sized hail. But again, brand new warning, or brand new update on this warning. Again, it's now up to hen egg-sized hail here in Iowa. It's west of Griswold as of right now. Better than I can say it? There you go. Hey, stay safe, Epic. Stay safe. Which one, Adam? I've heard of a few. Kitchen table sized hail. Why are we still talking about hailstone size? That was like 30 minutes ago. Try to figure out what's 2 inches in diameter. It just keeps going. The hail reports. A lot of hail reports, by the way, have ranged. The highest hail report that we've seen so far today was around 2 to 2.25 inches of hail, which is basically hen egg sized hail. We've had a load of reports though around golf ball size, so for reference. Here's the storm, by the way, over near Partridge. Again, this has been a pretty impressive cell as well in Kansas. Still a bit of an inflow here. I think it's pretty much outflow driven now, so it's probably not going to have a whole lot of rotation. We are still seeing a pretty decent hail core here. You're 61, just west of 17, so the latest update here. Again, if you're just tuning in for the first time, hit the subscribe button down below. I would appreciate it. We're only 18 subscribers from 17,600. It's the red button down below. Would appreciate it. Also hit the like button. This page out a lot. Got a hook. Yeah, there's a little hook here. It's more outflow driven though, so it's gonna be pretty difficult to really rotate. You can kind of see there's like really nothing here in terms of rotation, but there's definitely a outflow boundary, it looks like, on this one, so we're probably not going to see it really tornadic, which is good news, at least here for these portions of Kansas. New warning, by the way, for Cass County, Iowa. It's for up to 50 mile per hour winds and quarter-sized hail, so new warning there. Do we have could a house that can go underground survive a tornado? Are you talking about like a basement? Because that's kind of what I think you're talking about. But yeah, I mean, yeah, if you have the right basement, then it can. Just kind of depends. Right structure for it. AFW, that is really long. I don't even know what you're saying. Thanks, Project. I appreciate it. I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you posted, especially for tomorrow. Again, our best chance for severe weather in the Midwest is obviously going to be tomorrow. So we'll keep you posted. I think the Midwest tomorrow will probably be more of Illinois, like Chicago maybe, through Peoria, Springfield, Champaign, those areas. Iowa maybe again tomorrow, probably southeastern Iowa though more than anything. Indiana tomorrow, so tomorrow will be a busy day tomorrow. So tomorrow will be, I can't speak English, but tomorrow will be a busier day as well. I don't know if I'm 100% going live, as I mentioned before, tomorrow. But as of right now, again, I can't make any promises because I have 2 tests going on Tuesday, so study a little bit. we'll see what happens. I have 2 Twitter tabs open. I'm going to see if we have any photos coming in on any of these storms. Obviously, who knows, but we'll take a look real quick. I'll see if I can show you any photos that have come out of any of these storms so far. We've had a whole lot of hail reports, so we'll see if I get any of those initially. I'm going to do an advanced search on Twitter because for whatever reason, I didn't realize there was an advanced search thing for Twitter, but apparently there is, so. And apparently Twitter decided to not let me do that, so cool. All right, never mind, I guess I won't do that. If we have any hail photos, though, coming out of any of these storms. Have I been to the... Oh, heard the Greensburg tornado? I think I have. I'm not overly familiar with it, but I'm pretty sure I've heard of it to some extent. All right, looks like the wind is definitely kind of dwindling on this storm. Again, this was a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for 80-mile-per-hour winds, but it does seem like it's weakening. Let's go back down to the one near Arlington for now. See if we have any photos, though, coming in on any of the hail that we've seen today. Ooh. I've really seen a whole lot. You know, I've only seen a couple of photos. I know Vince posted a photo on Twitter. That's retweeted, by the way, if you want to check it out. But other than that, I've not seen really any other photos of hail. That was large hail. That was around 2 inches in diameter, so saw over that direction. Where is this at? We're currently in Kansas right now. We're in like central southern Kansas area. We're kind of been all over the place. We've been in Iowa. We've been in Kansas. Just kind of depends on what we got going. I mean, storms have kind of been all varying so far. Big storm in some area, we'll go to it, but... How's the storm in Alaska? What do you mean by, like, do you mean, like, how, what do you mean by how it is? Pretty sure it's still, I'm pretty sure it's starting to get a little bit less as bad as it has been. I think flooding's still ongoing and whatnot, but I think the worst of it is kind of already hit. So I think it's going to be kind of going on a little bit of a better, bit more of a positive trend, I would say, going from here on out, but we'll see what happens. No updates. I haven't posted any updates on the Alaska storm. I typically cover only really the lower 48 right now. I don't really plan a whole lot on covering Alaska or Hawaii. Unless there's a hurricane in Hawaii, I might cover it, but yeah, it's kind of one of those things. I just don't really cover Alaska. I don't know why I don't, but I just don't really cover it. Typically, I do the lower 48, though, anyways. I don't even know what that's showing. It's so hard to tell, Slippy, on that photo. It looks like maybe something, but it also could just be a scud. It could really be anything. A little bug on the window, too. You never know. I have no clue, honestly. I couldn't tell you. It's so dark. It's hard to tell with those. With nighttime photos, and that lightning was not the best. It wasn't the best lighting on that shot, so can't really tell you much on that one. But it might have been something. It's very difficult to tell. Honestly, if there was anything, excuse me, tonight, in terms of any tornadoes or anything like that, we will probably know more tomorrow. They'll probably go ahead and survey it tonight and whatnot, or tomorrow, I mean, they'll go ahead and survey, see if there was, in fact, any sort of tornadic activity there in southwestern Iowa. And it's kind of one of those things, it's to be determined, but they'll have to survey it, because obviously we don't for sure know as of right now. Update, by the way, on the Dickinson County, Kansas storm. That is now down to 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. That storm was originally producing 80-mile-per-hour winds, so good news there. Eddyville update. I think that storm's down to $half-sized hail now. Hey, Weston, how you doing? Welcome back. Des Moines? Yeah, Des Moines going to see on and off storms tonight, unfortunately. I think it's going to be kind of a trend up that direction. Let me go ahead and zoom back off the storm here for a second. Here's a look at Des Moines as of right now. I mean, there's just a cluster of storms everywhere in this area. I'll put it actually through the loop, too. Let me go and refresh the radar here. And this is a look at the loop over the last few hours here. And you can see the tornado warning from earlier, by the way, near Red Oak. But this is just a look at the storms here over the last little while. And they're just going to continue. I mean, you're going to see on and off storm activity tonight. And you can just see all the ones back out to the west. Those are moving towards Des Moines. There is a little break in the action, I'd say. But you most likely will see more rain later tonight. Severe weather-wise, it probably will be on the low end for Des Moines, since you've already seen a lot of storms there. A lot of the instability's already been used up. But Kind of just to look at it. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Background over here. Omaha update. I don't think anything's going on up in Omaha. All the storms are off to your east. I think Omaha is going down on the decline in terms of storm activity. You have a warning, though, east of Omaha for Lime-sized hail as of right now. Storms over near Oakland, Hancock, as well as Carson. And a little storm here producing maybe a little bit of lime-sized hail. So, on the monitor there, that's east of Omaha, by the way. But that's moving east. That's actually just been updated, by the way. That's the county that I cannot pronounce. But that is a new update on that one for up to lime-sized hail. So just keep that in mind. Thank you, Nathan, by the way, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Thank you. If you're just tuning in, by the way, hit the like button down below. Subscribe. Helps the page out a lot. Would appreciate it. Appreciate all the support tonight, by the way. Appreciate all the super chats and whatnot. Really goes a long way. I'm glad I've been able to help you guys tonight so far. Again, if you're on any of these warnings, you have any specific questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. I'll try to get to them if I can. We have another warning, by the way, east of Beatrice, east of Philly. That's currently producing quarter-sized hail. A little storm here in Nebraska. So, possible rotation near Griswold. I'll take a look. Hey, Shelly, how you doing? Welcome back. How's it going today? How's your Saturday been? Saturday's been an interesting day. We actually do have a little bit of rotation here near Griswold. It's weak, which means if there is a tornado, it's going to be brief. But there actually could be possibly a little tornado there near Griswold. We just got another radar update. Let's take a look. Hey, see you later, Action. Appreciate you stopping by. Same to you, Andrew. Have a great night. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, there's a little bit of rotation here. Again, if there is a tornado, it's going to be very brief and weak, but might be something small there. Again, we do have a little inflow here. We got a little hook. A little small area of rotation there near Griswold, near 92. But other than that, it's pretty weak rotation. So again, if there is a tornado, it's going to be brief and weak. Just stay away from windows if you're in this area. But other than that, it's a fairly weak storm overall there. Again, near Griswold, south of Lewis. So south of Highway, I think it was 6 or 9. Yeah, 6. So thank you, James, for subscribing as well. I appreciate it. A new warning, by the way, for Montgomery County, Iowa. That's for $half sized hail. No wind threat. A little hook there. A little baby hook. And honestly, the storms up in Iowa don't have much of a favorable environment, at least in this part of Iowa. The low-level jet is not overly, it's just not overly strong in this area. It's a little bit weaker up this direction, and the shear as well. So overall, the threats are a little bit lower in this area as well. That's what we're looking at. Again, a little storm here near Griswold. We'll keep an eye on it if anything actually does end up developing here. This is the latest radar update, and doesn't seem to be nearly as strong, but we very well may have had a brief tornado there for a brief moment, but overall, definitely a low-end sort of threat there if you were near Griswold. Is that thunderstorm still destructive? I think it is, but I think the winds are down to like the 60 now. So it's not really considered destructive anymore at this point. The one over in Salina, Kansas, that one definitely is weakened, I think, now. So I'll go ahead and say that that's probably now down to 60-mile-per-hour winds. You too, oh, have a great night. Appreciate you stopping by. See you again soon. Thank you, Ben, for the $1 super chat, by the way. Appreciate it. Thank you. How can you tell this is informative? All I see is colored blobs. That's actually the first time I've ever had somebody mention colored blobs. Well, it's kind of one of those things. I mean, for somebody that is really knowledgeable about weather, which I would at least consider myself knowledgeable at the bare minimum, basically, what you're looking at with these colors is different reflectivity values, which might sound really complicated when I say reflectivity. It basically just means rain, right? So if we're looking at these green colors, for example, that's representing light rain. Yellow is moderate, red is typically heavy, and on this radar color table, pink is typically very heavy rain, and the black color is either very heavy rain or potentially some large hail. So that's what we're looking at when we're looking at reflectivity. So yeah, I'm actually surprised. I've never had that question really answered or actually asked before, so you'll be the first. Which is actually a bit more of, it should be more of a common question, because I do feel like not a whole lot of people are knowledgeable about that, but good question. By the way, new warning update on this one. This is now up to ping pong ball sized hail. Has not been updated on my end, but this is now ping pong ball sized hail near Tecumseh. This is actually an area where we had some very large hail. It was like near 5 or 6 inches a couple of months ago. I was actually covering a storm here in southeast Nebraska, so a little update there. Quarter sized hail, though, as of right now. It's upgraded now to ping pong ball sized. And we're also in Cass County, Iowa. We're up to golf ball sized hail. That is a storm near Lewis. This is actually the one that had a little bit of rotation, it looked like. At least very weak rotation. So a little update here near Lewis. That is now a golf ball sized hailstorm. A couple of new updates there. Forecast class. I do have some. I actually have a tutorial for members only. I have a couple of tutorials as well on my channel. If you want to learn a bit more about weather, you can go into my playlist tab and click on the tutorials. It just says tutorials. I think it's weather tutorials or something like that. If you want to learn a bit more about weather, I do plan on making more weather tutorials in the future. I just haven't really had any good ideas for any. I've done like cap videos, which is a bit more of an advanced sort of thing. I did a hail like forecasting thing as well. But that was for members only because I didn't really overly like the tutorial I made, so I just gave it to members really. But people seem to enjoy it. We have some pretty heavy or high winds, by the way, possibly here near Highway 6 and Highway 59, southwest of Oakland. So maybe some wind here. You can see the brighter colors, the little light blues. That's typically representative of some pretty high winds. So probably looking at around 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. You can see the storm overall. It actually has a little hook shape as well, but it's a very large hook, and it's a very overall disorganized storm. And again, the low-level jet and shear is much lower in this area. Nighttime is worse for tornadoes. You are correct. Yes, it is definitely worse for tornadoes, for sure. Tornadoes at night are one of those dangerous things, and that's why a lot of people, like, you know, the tornado warning storm that we had earlier around 8 o'clock or so Central Time. There was apparently reports of some sort of, you know, a wall cloud or something like that, and the viewers weren't really able to see that if there was one. It's just because even the lightning, it's just so hard to see it because it's nighttime. I mean, you need like a night vision camera to be able to see certain things at night, and that's one of those big things. You know, if you get a night vision camera, it goes a long way, especially with storm chasing. You know, I don't know how much one would even cost, but yeah, night vision cameras are one of those things that, you know, are very beneficial with storm chasing. By the way, this storm over here, again, this is in southeastern Nebraska, south of Cook, southeast of Sterling. Again, pretty large hail right now, ping pong ball sized hail right now going off to the northeast along Highway 136 as of right now, heading towards 50 and 41. So a little update there in Nebraska. Back into Kansas real quick. I'm curious to see if the storm's weakened at all. This one is producing, no, it really hasn't weakened much. We do have a new report, by the way. Apparently, Highway 61 is covered with hail. So this is producing probably a lot of hail. It's not, I mean, like typically with storms, like you might see some like little bits of hail, but this one might be producing like cumulative hail here in Kansas. I am curious to see if we have any photos on this. I'll take a look and see if we have any photos coming in, but apparently the highway is covered with hail as of right now. Do we have any reports of that? Not sure if I'm maybe able to find any. But if you have any photos, by the way, feel free to send them in. But yeah, that's again, that's our latest report around Highway 61, or at least along there. Apparently it's covered with hail, which probably means we have some cumulative hail with this storm due to the fact, again, it is a storm that's obviously, you can see the darker colors here. That's representing some pretty large hail to begin with, but most likely there's a lot of it coming with it. So the reflectivity values are pretty high. Here's your outflow boundary. Again, this one's not a tornadic threat at this point, but we are definitely looking at a lot of hail here that is currently ongoing. It's going to be moving towards areas like Haven, Mount Hope, and maybe even towards Wichita. I mean, let me go put a track on this. Do you have any idea when it might arrive to this area? Wichita is a couple more hours from now, so I don't think Wichita, Kansas will actually get, you know, pounded by this storm with hail. But Haven 932, Mount Hope 949, Andale 1002, Bentley 1006, Colwich 1014, Mays 1023, Valley Center 1031, Park City 1041, Wichita 1048, Bel Air right around 1051, and Eastboro 1059. So just be on alert for this storm. Again, that one's moving down to the east southeast. Pretty big hail core there. It has maintained its strength for a while. Yeah, this storm's been impressive. It's been ongoing for at least 2 to 3 hours now. Sounds good, Yoshi. I'll go up to that here in a second. Flippy. I think I was looking at it here a second ago, but I'll go back to that here in a second. Velocities. Let's look at the velocities. There's not really any rotation with this. It's more of a, probably, again, it's outflow driven, so we're not going to really see a tornado potential with this one, but let's go back up to the apparently pretty big hook up here. And yeah, we still got a pretty large hook here. I mean, this is a pretty, again, hail core. Ooh, look at this. This actually just updated and got huge. Most likely at least hen egg sized hail there near Oakland. So very large hail core. And then you got a little hook here, so we'll have to watch this closely. Inflow going into the storm. And we're now up to tennis ball sized hail. Again, brand new update. We are now up to tennis ball sized hail. That is the first time tonight we've been at tennis ball sized hail. Again, tennis ball sized hail is possible with this storm. Here's our latest update. I did not mean to do that. And that's our latest update on this storm. Tennis ball sized hail has just been at least now upgraded to, and this is also a pretty large hook as of right now. Damage threat obviously considerable here. It's the first time tonight we've had tennis ball sized hail, so at least on a warning. Back over to the velocities. Curious to see if we do have any rotation. Look at down here, by the way, near Carson. Huge area of wind most likely there. That is kind of down on the southern end. That's south of Oakland. So yeah, near Highway 59. High amount of wind there, possibly around 60 miles per hour. And again, here's your hail core right now near Oakland. Kind of a little bit more zoomed in here. That is your hail core. That's moving down really to the southeast as of right now. Again, Oakland is where we're currently looking at some fairly large hail. Tennis ball sized hail. Again, very large hail that we have ongoing here. What's the worst storm I've been in? I haven't really been in any horrible storm. I mean, I've been in tornado warnings. I've been in like 10 or 12 different tornado warnings in my life, but none of them have, I don't think, have ever produced tornadoes. And eggs are headaches, yes. What are you looking for to say a storm is well organized or unorganized? That's actually a good question too. That's another one I could probably make a video tutorial on, but I mean, for example, this storm, it's situational again. There's no really right or wrong answer to that question. In a lot of instances, but in this situation, I would say that this is an organizing storm. It's trying to organize a bit. From the last few radar scans, it had a little bit less of organization, if you will. It was like kind of more clustered together, but kind of what you see now is that it's trying to organize maybe a little bit of a hook, and then you can kind of see the hail. Obviously, the hail potential has really increased recently, so it's obviously producing a lot more hail now, and it's trying to become a bit more organized, but it's one of those questions where there's just not really a really right or wrong answer to that. I mean, you can say something's becoming disorganized like this in a certain way, and then you could say something's becoming organized in another certain way, if you know what I mean. So, you know, with weather and broadcast weather, there's not always a right or wrong. Now, in this situation, I'll go ahead and say there's really not really a right or wrong. So, and whenever you're kind of like communicating the weather to somebody, a lot of the time, there are things that are really kind of in like there's like a right sector and there's like a wrong sector. But with broadcast meteorology, there's not really something that's really that wrong. I mean, you can talk really fast like I do on a forecast, and somebody else can talk really slow. I mean, it's kind of one of those things, and it's neither is right or wrong. I mean, it's kind of like a preference almost, but look at the velocities near Carson, by the way. I'm kind of curious. This is where the velocity values are. Pretty close to Carson. Again, we might get this is a possibility that we get a tornado warning on this here pretty shortly. If it's able to continue to strengthen there. But again, your Oakland as of right now, pretty large hail core. Your Highway 6 and Highway 59. Will I be live tomorrow? I'm not entirely sure, Bean, but make sure to hit the bell icon down below so you get notified if I do. I plan on it, but again, I have a lot of schoolwork right now. I have like 2 tests on Tuesday, so if I do go live, consider it be lucky. But I'll give it like a 50% chance at least. Not 100% sure yet. Thank you, Pony and Curse, by the way, for subscribing. I appreciate it. This is a pretty impressive storm, again, near Carson. We'll be watching this closely. Hey, Timber, how you doing? Welcome. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, hit the like button down below. Subscribe if you've not already. And we'll keep you updated with the latest. Back over to Twitter. We'll see if we have any photos coming in. And near Carson, as of right now, is where we're currently seeing some pretty significant hail. Or just north of Carson, we're seeing some pretty significant hail. Seeing a lot more wind threat right now near Carson, though. So just keep that in mind. Again, we do have a little bit of, it looks like more of a wind threat right now, more than anything south of Oakland. But overall, it does seem like it's more of a hail component Back up here again, near Oakland, Highway 6. Again, possibility for tennis ball-sized hail is ongoing as of right now, moving down currently again to the southeast. It has a little bit of a hook shape as well, so I'll have to watch that one pretty closely. We'll stay on this storm for right now. Thanks, Zero. Appreciate it. There was a tornado warning an hour ago. I was live for that. Yes, there was a tornado warning an hour ago. Can I turn off slow mode? It's more than anything just to prevent spam, so it's like 7 seconds. It's not horrible. If I didn't have slow mode on, I would not be able to read as many messages as I do. So, not think of it that way. Thanks, Eternal. I appreciate it. It's currently West Iowa, Jeddah. Currently in West Iowa. I'm typically zoomed in on storms, so if you have any questions about location, just let me know. But yeah, this is like West Iowa. It's near Oakland for reference, so I try to mention as much as I can. Fortunately, there's no really easy way to put a state on here. I wish there was like a little like thing that was programmed in here when you're hovering over a state. It would just say it on your screen. Unfortunately, that's just not a thing. I don't think it'd be horribly hard to code, but I have no coding experience whatsoever. I can not really help you with that. Any storms heading towards Kansas City? Maybe, but I think it's a low chance tonight. Kansas City is going to probably, if anything, just see a couple of storms, maybe an isolated strong storm. I don't think severe weather is really in your future, though, for tonight at least. It's really interesting. So many storms tonight with all the hail. Or is this more command than I know from only watching Prime TV? I just do live streams. I'm not associated with the news station by any means, so I just do weather live streams quite often. But yeah, it's been a pretty active night. I don't know if news stations locally cover these storms, like, you know, almost like tornado warnings are ongoing. I don't really know what news stations do in terms of that sort of realm. But we are now up to baseball-sized hail, by the way. Again, brand new warning. We are currently on baseball-sized hail here in Carson and Elliott. And Macedonia, I think it is. Again, baseball-sized hail is currently ongoing with this storm heading down to the southeast. Again, stay away from windows if you're in this warning. Again, Oakland is included in this. Carson and Macedonia, west of Griswold. Again, in Iowa, western Iowa, currently seeing baseball-sized hail. Just gonna post this on Twitter real quick. I'm back over to here. Post this real quick again. We're now on baseball-sized hail here in areas near Carson. This is our largest hailstorm warning that we've had tonight. Again, largest hail that we've seen on a warning so far tonight. Again, destructive severe thunderstorm warning near Oakland and Carson and Macedonia. Macedonia. Okay, Macedonia. Thank you. Thanks, Steven. I appreciate it. Hey, Evan. How you doing? Welcome back. Yeah, baseball-sized hail. And again, the baseball-sized hail is probably located back up here near Oakland, north of Carson. So, yeah, if you're anywhere traveling along Highway 6 or 59, delay your travels going towards Oakland or Carson, because, again, there's a pretty significant amount of hail right now coming with this storm. Again, we are now warned on baseball-sized hail. First time we've seen that high tonight. And here's a look at the hail radar, by the way, just for reference. And you can clearly see it's around baseball-sized hail. Your Highway 6. And that is at least estimated by radar. You can kind of see that's just northwest of Carson and southwest of Oakland as of right now. We're seeing the largest hailstone sizes as of right now. Jeddah, it's not uncommon to see this sort of weather this time of the year, but this is kind of like a typical quote-unquote severe weather outbreak for this time of the year, even though it's not really a severe weather outbreak. This is kind of like the most you'll really ever see in September. September's a month where you just don't see that much severe weather. October, November ramps up a bit more, and August and July are a bit more active. So September is kind of like one of those months where it's a little bit less active overall. Again, if you're anywhere near Oakland, Carson, Macedonia, as well as Elliott, again, stay away from windows, seek shelter. Treat this again as if it was a tornado warning, because we are again on currently baseball-sized hail. Again, that is going to include a large area here right now in western Iowa. Pretty significant upgrade from what we had before. Yeah, again, stay safe if you're in this area. This is a very large storm. Let me go back over to the velocities. We haven't seen, again, a whole lot of rotation. We have some wind here. Again, the warning is now for 60-mile-per-hour winds and baseball-sized hail. So we have two threats here. Baseball-sized hail is, again, the more concerning feature with this storm. But there's also some 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's, again, crossing over Highway 6 and going over, really, Highway 59 as well. Again, that'll be moving towards Elliott and maybe Griswold. The Griswold's already had confirmation of baseball-sized, or excuse me, not baseball-sized, golf ball-sized hail from only about an hour or 30 minutes ago. So just keep that in mind. Again, we're still seeing a lot of hail out of these storms. Griswold might get a double whammy with really hail threat right now, so keep that in mind again if you're over near Griswold. Pretty significant hailstone sizes there. Potentially heading toward your direction. Back over to here real quick. A small-sized hail, though. Anything in the future for Central Florida? I have no clue, and not in terms of severe weather, at least. In the tropics, nothing for you right now, so. But there will probably be some on and off storm activity early this week. I'm pretty sure that will be an ongoing thing. Welcome back, Yoshi. Again, if you're just tuning in for the first time ever, make sure to hit the like button down below. Helps our page out a lot. Gets us out to more people, especially for a baseball-sized hail warning. And also hit the red button down below and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Do daily weather forecast. We go live for almost every severe weather event in the United States. So, yeah. Keep you updated with the latest. Again, our baseball-sized hail is potentially falling right now near Oakland. Again, that is what this warning is currently for. You're currently, again, on a severe thunderstorm warning for around baseball-sized hail, maybe even a little bit lower than that, but that's what the warning is for right now. Again, it just got issued 5 minutes ago, so there's definitely a possibility that we've seen some baseball-sized hail here near Oakland. I will take a look and see if we have any reports coming in from this area. I'm not entirely sure if we do have any. And not as of right now. We don't have any reports, at least as of now, in the Oakland area, but we'll keep you updated if we do get any. Thank you, Fred, for subscribing, by the way. Appreciate it. Currently in western Iowa, sorry. Yeah, Denver's an interesting area. Colorado in particular, it's a very interesting state to cover with their severe weather events, and especially during the spring and like even summer. I mean, summertime's kind of more active, I would say, but Denver and really anywhere in the Colorado region, it's a pretty interesting time of the year for severe weather, and they typically have a wide variety of different cells, and honestly, it's a very active severe weather season. They don't really see a whole lot of tornadoes, but they see a lot of hail. It's because obviously a lot more higher elevations. It's a little bit easier to see hail because it doesn't melt as quick as it gets to the surface. So, I heard winter storms produce a lot of hail in southern states. It kind of depends. I mean, if you're talking about a winter storm, like an actual winter storm hitting a southern state, if you're talking about actual snow, then it's not true. But if you're talking about like an actual winter storm, like back up, like let's say in like Kansas, and there's like a trough extending like back up that direction, a cold front extends back down to the south, there might be some hail associated with that. It's at least at some level of severe weather. A little rotation showing on the storm south of the severe storm. Okay, let me take a look. Are you talking about this storm specifically, or are you talking about a different one? I can just probably look on here. Talking about the one over here. Back near Greston. We're talking about this one over near Stanton. Yeah, this storm does have a pretty decent inflow, though. I mean, there's just not a whole lot of low-level shear in this area for tornadic activity, at least with this storm, but definitely a hail threat here. We have a brand new warning for Oakland and Carson, by the way. It's a different storm back out here to the northwest. You're going to get another hit of hail, by the way, for your area, most likely. That storm is for half-dollar sized hail. So we have basically like 3 warnings here overlapping. Yeah, Colorado is much higher elevations, which would make sense. Reno County, Kansas, by the way, update there. Golf ball sized hail. That has now been downgraded from hen egg to golf ball sized. Just for reference. Those in Kansas. Just south of the destructive cell. Are you talking about down here near Henderson? I don't see a whole lot otherwise. I don't see a whole lot of storms really rotating here. Really the only, I mean, that's not even rotation here. I'm pretty sure that's in the inflow. Yeah, that's not rotation, but there is a little bit. Obviously, there's been some pretty strong winds here. I think this storm is more of just a baseball-sized hailstorm, but actually got a considerable threat on that one. That was up to golf ball-sized hail at one point. Let me take a look at the warnings. We have an update, by the way. Cass County and Crow Wing County, Minnesota, currently on a storm for 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-sized hail. There is a tornado possible on that, but that has been ongoing for like the last hour and a half. So, but it does seem like this hail may be weakening, which is good news. But there's obviously still a potential it might re-strengthen. We'll have to wait and see. Holy moly! I'm gonna retweet a photo on Twitter. Go check it out. So apparently there was a game delayed for those that watch college football, which a lot of you might be watching college football tonight. The Nevada game, Iowa versus Nevada game, was suspended due to weather. And funny enough, there was a lot of lightning there. And, you know, some fans think, you know, whatever, it's just a thunderstorm. You know, it's like, it's dumb. It's actually, it's very smart if you go into shelter, because lightning can strike stadiums. I don't know if it's ever really happened before, but there was a lot of lightning with the storm over there at the Iowa versus Nevada game. And really, the storms tonight have been crazy tonight. Been a lot of them, so hopefully people took the right precautions and went inside, but who knows. It's a college football game. I was in the third quarter. I saw some people actually standing out in the bleachers when that photo was taken, but I retweeted it on Twitter. If you want to check it out, I'll put the link in chat. Check it out. Also, by the way, if you haven't already, you can join our Discord server. If you have Discord, you can join our community off the stream, and you can also send me photos, and I'm pretty responsive on there, so if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask them on there. Links in the chat from Nightbot, so. But yeah, it seems like, again, a baseball-sized hailstorm. I think this will get downgraded. It seems like that hail has definitely kind of dwindled a bit. We are probably down to maybe golf ball size at the maximum at this point on this storm. It seems like it's kind of weakened a little bit. Cho, yes, I do have a forecast on that today. So check that out. Has more details there, but it's not going to hit the United States. Almost 99% sure at this point. Bearing some crazy thing that happens over the Greater Antilles, I don't think Fiona is going to hit the United States, but. I mean, to be fair, people are never happy, like, when, you know, there's some big show going on, like The Bachelorette or something, whatever it might be, you know, on live TV, and all of a sudden there's a severe weather warning of whatever, and they get cut out of their, you know, watch time or whatever. I mean, like, it's actually quite important, you know, especially on news, you know, if there's, like, an actual severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning, like, they have got to cover that. I mean, that's, especially a tornado warning, and local stations and whatnot. Your show can wait. That's all I gotta say. But, you know, the meteorologists always get blamed for that. And it's not even their fault. I mean, they didn't issue the tornado warning. Unless you work at the National Weather Service, which is a different story. What do I predict for the hurricane season? I mean, for the rest of the hurricane season, it's going to be probably below average. I predicted earlier this year, I got to find the actual proof of it, but I did say it was going to be below average. There was hardly anybody saying this would be a below average hurricane season. I mentioned it. I don't know when or where, but I've said it a few times. It was on Facebook, and it was like months ago, but yeah, I said this season's most likely going to be below average, and yeah, I don't know where that is, but for a few reasons. But we've only had 6 named storms. We're supposed to have about 9 by now, and yeah. I agree with that, Joe. I agree. Some people would like to disagree, though, especially in their final scene of The Bachelorette. Whenever they watch. I appreciate that, Heidi. Yeah, I do live streams pretty much in every area in the United States in terms of severe weather and whatnot. Winter season, people have been kind of asking me a few times whether I will do live streams for winter stuff, like winter storms, ice storms, whatever. I do plan on it. I don't know to what capacity or what extent. I don't even know how it would really work, because I've never done nationwide stuff before in terms of winter weather. Again, this is really my first time around doing winter weather, or really any weather nationwide at all. I mean, again, if you're new to the channel, I started doing nationwide weather in June of this year. So I was always doing North Texas for the first 2.5 years, and then I changed to nationwide, basically. So just kind of for a little heads up, but Yeah, I do plan on doing some live streams though for the winter stuff. By the way, the warning has now been updated, so it's now down to golf ball sized hail, and you can see it here now. So golf ball sized hail, it's now been downgraded, which was kind of what I expected. So I don't watch TV anymore. I don't really watch TV much either. What's the worst storm you saw over Delaware? Delaware. I've only covered Delaware like twice, and neither of the storms were overly impressive. I know one storm had like 70-mile-per-hour winds. Probably the worst I've seen, though. So glad I expanded my territory. I'm kind of shocked I ever did, honestly. That was one of the things I was like, do I take the risk and go nationwide, or do I keep doing local weather on my YouTube channel? That was one of the big things back in May. Because all of a sudden, I started growing an audience when I started doing live streams, and people were not even from North Texas. So it started to become one of those things where people were like, need to go nationwide. I was like, it was probably one of the best things I've ever done, honestly. I didn't really think it would be, you know, a good thing for me, but it ended up being really good, actually. Is Reed Timmer still streaming, by the way? Does anybody know? I don't know if he was still streaming, or Brandon, or any of those other people. Thank you, Ribble, for subscribing, by the way. Appreciate it. Thank you. We're only 5 likes from 450, by the way. Hit the like button. I would appreciate it. We're also on a new severe thunderstorm warning for Geary and as well as Riley counties in Kansas for 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Up over to that. We have a lot of wind reports over here. This is back near the radar site, actually, near Manhattan. A little 60 to 70-mile-per-hour windstorm here. That's going towards Junction City as well as Manhattan. Reed doesn't? Okay. I say my viewers really randomly spiked. I was like, when somebody ends their stream, that happens. I think Reed was watching the game. I don't know what game he was watching, but apparently he was watching a game, and he's like, I'm gonna go chase a few storms after it happens. Kind of funny. Hey, Slippy. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Really when somebody else's live stream ends, so I'll get a little more viewership, but for whatever reason, you can't see on the analytics, it just goes to spike. It kind of goes down after a while, but we go back over to Twitter real quick, see if we have any new stuff coming in. Any new photos, anything like that. Again, this storm's down to golf ball sized hail for Elliott. It's moving down to the southeast towards Stanton as of right now, so just heads up there. And I'm not seeing any new photos as of right now on these storms. Obviously, we've had a lot of hail out there. I'm going to see if we have any hail photos coming in. And there may have been some baseball-sized hail up there near Oakland. We're not entirely sure, though. I'm actually going to take a look real quick. I don't know if we have any hail reports coming in. Not seeing any as of right now. We don't have any recent hail reports, really, on any of these storms from actual people in the public. Which is typically uncommon. We usually see a lot more hail reports from people, but there's not a whole lot of people reporting anything as of right now, so. Storm chasers are typically where we get a lot of the reports from anyways. He was in Nebraska earlier? Yeah, I think he was. I think he started in southeast Nebraska and he went into Kansas, I think. I watched like one part of his stream. Have a good night, by the way, Connie. Appreciate you tuning in. Any severe weather in Hawaii this year? Does Hawaii even really see severe weather? I've never looked at Hawaii weather at like hardly at all, unless there's something tropical. So I don't have a clue, but do they really ever see severe weather? I'm kind of shocked if they do. Such a small little island, and you know, unless there's like a tropical storm or something like that, maybe it'd be a bit more reasonable, but. Oh, I do appreciate everybody tuning in as always. Really do appreciate it. Just want to get that out there. Regardless of you being subscribed or not subscribed, I do really appreciate you tuning in. But if you want to subscribe, you can feel free to. Again, we do daily forecasts and live streams. I might go live again for the Midwest event tomorrow. And appreciate you guys as always. If you saw my message on Twitter last night, shows how grateful I am. I really do appreciate everybody watching these live streams as always. I'm glad I can keep as many people as safe as possible. Again, I go live like literally all the time. At least this month, it's been a little bit less of all the time because we haven't really had a whole lot to go live for. But this is probably one of the events that we've actually had pretty decent weather on this month. Late August, we had some pretty decent severe weather events in Minnesota. This month has been very inactive, though, so far, which is pretty typical, though, for September. I have to keep pushing up these glasses. This is going to literally drive me insane. I don't understand why these glasses do not stay up. I mean, these are like, they always tell you, has anybody ever gotten glasses before? Has anybody ever told you that, like, the glasses size doesn't matter? They'll fix it after. They don't fix it. At least for me, I've had no success with that. You know, whenever I get glasses, they're always like, just pick out a pair of glasses. Whatever the number says, it doesn't matter. We'll fix it later on. What are you talking about? This is like the second time I've gotten glasses and they don't fit. They always like fall off or slip or whatever. It's really annoying. That's my glasses rant for tonight. I always have somebody comment like, stop pushing up your glasses. There should be like a meme for that or something. That's one of those funny things though. It's just, I always tell you. But doesn't matter. Look at a lot of warnings, you know, that's kind of crazy. We're at 13 severe thunderstorm warnings still. That's insane. It's been a very active evening, to say the least. And for those that are tuning in, want a little historical value tonight. Our highest wind gust report was 78 miles per hour. That was south of Salina. So just for reference, it's like near Interstate 135, just for reference. So that was about an hour ago. We had about 78 mile per hour winds. Our highest hail report has been so far 2-inch size diameter. That was near Stanton, and that was in Iowa. Let me figure out where the area is. I think it was down over here near Elliott. Yeah, it's like here near Highway 34. So this area had 2 to 2.25 inch hail. We may have had some baseball-sized hail here recently, but we're not entirely sure. We don't. Again, there's not been any reports or confirmations of that. I know they can adjust it, but even when they adjust it, it doesn't do anything. For me, at least. I don't know. Maybe my head's too big. Maybe I need to shrink my head down. Or maybe my head's too small, actually. Maybe I have to grow it. Because these glasses always are so loose. Thank you, Craig, by the way, for subscribing. I appreciate it. That prescription glasses. I need to get contacts or something, because I actually look, I think, better in glasses over contacts, but you never know. Might have to try it someday, though. Tighten them up. Yeah, we'll see. Anybody have any questions, by the way, about the weather? Feel free to let me know in chat. Again, this is kind of just an interactive segment at this point, because we don't have a whole lot of, at least we don't have any tornado warnings right now. Severe thunderstorm warnings are kind of all over the place. So if you have any questions specifically, just let me know in the chat. I'll let you know, Zero. I'll let you know. We'll see what happens. I probably will be live tomorrow, but I can't guarantee it because I do want to study for a painful math test that's coming up. So we'll see what happens. I'll tell you, if somebody else is covering it, I probably won't go live just because of the fact that I have to study. We'll see what happens. I don't think anybody is really going live, though, tomorrow other than Storm Chasers. So if there's nobody covering it, I'll probably go live. Grow your nose like Pinocchio. There you go. Old Severe Destructive Storm has some rotation on the back end. Take a look. How about this right here near Oakland? I wouldn't say it's a whole lot of rotation. Circle this real quick. That's nothing. Looked like a little tight rotate. I'm assuming you're talking about that. That might be... I don't know what that is. I don't think it's really rotation. Gotta see, it just kind of disconnected here. There might have been something brief, but... lasted, like, scan and it kind of went away. Hard to tell what that is. That's near the hail core, though, so it might have something to do with that, but... I don't think it's an actual tornado, though, because typically tornadoes do not form there. That's like the worst spot for one to actually form in a severe thunderstorm warning. So, warning has been condensed, by the way. It's still golf ball size tail, 60 mile per hour winds. Only area included is Elliott. So, yes, Desert. You're probably going to see, or Desert, you're probably going to see 70 mile per hour winds is the current warning that's ongoing. You might see somewhere between that. So, 60 to 70 mile per hour winds may happen for Manhattan. So, just a heads up there. What are the current severe thunderstorm warnings? There's a lot of them. I'm not going to go through all of them because a lot of them are kind of on the lower side right now anyways. But you kind of see anywhere from east of Des Moines. A lot of them are quarter-sized hail right now. Some of them, like this one over here north of Red Oak, is golf ball-sized hail and 60 mile per hour winds. And we have a couple down in Kansas. We got a couple with 70 mile per hour winds near Manhattan. So Manhattan, that's the area that I was talking about. A little storm going up that direction. 70 mile per hour winds will be possible. And then we have another one back over here, quarter-sized hail, 60 mile per hour winds near Lindsborg. And then back down here, We have a warning northwest of Wichita, Kansas, but this one is definitely weakening out. That cell has been pretty impressive for a while. It does seem like maybe an isolated shower or weak storm near Wichita, but it seems to be a low threat as of right now. But it seems like there still will be severe weather ongoing for the next few hours for sure, especially in Iowa. But overall, the storm activity should weaken. But as I say that, we're starting to see an increase of the hail core here again, and also the one near Carbon. So I say that we'll probably start to see these storms weakening, but we're starting to see them strengthen. So, one of those things. We actually have an observed threat, by the way, for the storm that's going towards Manhattan. We do have a recent update on that storm for Manhattan, Kansas. It's now been updated to 70-mile-per-hour winds, but it is now an observed threat. So we are definitely still seeing 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds, again, heading towards areas like Manhattan. So just an update there. Any of these storms heading towards Indiana? Not tonight, no. Tomorrow there's a possibility, though. Again, check out my today's forecast if you want timing and stuff like that for Indiana. Most unpredictable weather. That's actually a good one, Zach. I have a really good live stream that can give you an idea of the most unpredictable thing that I've ever live streamed, at least. Let's see if I can find it. I think it was this one. Like an hour long. Oh yeah, this one. I'll link it in chat if you want. It's a 3-hour live stream, but this is the most unpredictable weather event that I've ever seen. There were several tornadoes in Colorado back on July 26th of this year. Oops, I think I just placed that. But that's the link if you want to check it out. That was my most unpredictable event, though. There was like at least 8 or 9 tornado reports. Yeah, Slippy, you remember, yeah. Some of the OGs will remember, but yeah, that was the most insane thing I've ever covered. There was like at least 10 or 12 different tornado reports. How many of those were actually different tornadoes? I still don't know. I don't think they ever really observed it or really confirmed it, but we saw several tornadoes. Several of them on live stream were shown. So landspouts, tornadoes, that sort of thing. In Colorado. I mean, it was a crazy live stream. It started out with one tornado warning. I thought it was going to be live for like an hour maybe. And I was live for about 3 hours. And there was no tornado risk. No, Slippy, there was none. There was no 2% risk, I'm pretty sure. I'm almost 100% sure there wasn't, right? I could be mistaken, but I don't think there was any severe weather threat that day. Yeah, that was there might have been a marginal threat, but there wasn't I don't think there was a tornado threat. Thank you, by the way, Dion, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Topeka, probably a low chance of anything tonight. You might see an isolated storm, but severe weather is going to remain low. Internal, they'll last through the overnight hours, but they're not going to be that severe probably after midnight or so tonight. Going to happen in the Twin Cities, not much tonight. The Twin Cities are probably not going to get anything. It's a bit more capped off down that direction. Here's a look at Minnesota. I haven't really looked up here at all tonight. There hasn't been much. But, yeah, you can see the storm activity is well off to your north. You might get an isolated storm overnight, but definitely not anything to be overly concerned about up that direction. There's a marginal threat, and then Tornado Alley blew up. Yeah. I don't remember there actually being a risk. There might have been a marginal threat, but that's if that. And that was not for tornado threat at all. It was one of the most weirdest days I've ever gone live for sure. Yes, Dion, yes, that will become a hurricane, almost undoubtedly. Fiona is probably going to become a major hurricane if it doesn't really do anything crazy over the greater Antilles. But the only thing is, it's going to become a major hurricane, like, closer to areas like Bermuda. And it might actually become a Category 3 or 4 hurricane. So it will be something to watch. Marginal wind and hail, that sounds about right. Thanks, Simply, appreciate it. Can't talk. My speech tonight has been horrible. I do talk fast, though, so. Cat 2? No, it's not right now. It's currently a tropical storm, unless something changed. I don't think it has. Yeah, it's still a tropical storm. What happens over the next 48 hours, if it makes, like, significant impact to, like, if it basically goes over the mountainous regions there in the greater Antilles, it's going to probably get ripped apart a bit, but if not, if it just goes over Puerto Rico, it's going to probably be very strong. There's actually a possibility that they could see as much as 20 inches of rain in Puerto Rico. So it's going to be a very unfortunate system that's going through that area, as well as the Dominican Republic. But unfortunately, the eye has shifted further east. And that was my big concern. I mentioned it in my live or one of my video forecasts about a few days ago. I said, the storm, if it goes over the Dominican Republic and makes landfall there, it's going to actually impact more than likely the Dominican Republic more in terms of rainfall. If it hits Puerto Rico and makes a direct impact there, it's going to bring significant and potentially substantially life-threatening rainfall there. And that's most likely what's going to happen. And it's very unfortunate. There's going to be a lot of rain there, a lot of flooding, mudslides and whatnot. So prayers for anybody in Puerto Rico. It's very unfortunate what's happening there. And there's actually currently a hurricane warning actually for Puerto Rico. So, but it's probably going to become a Category 1 by tomorrow morning. Yep, it's very unfortunate. Again, 20 inches of rain is just insane. And the last time that, the United States has seen that much rain, I mean, you can go back anytime this year. We've seen lots of events between 15 inches. I mean, we saw Dallas recently. There was, 15 inches of rain one day. In like East Dallas, a very isolated spot. Kentucky had a lot of rain at one point this year. I can't remember the exact totals there. Somewhere in West Georgia had like, I don't know, 12 or 14 inches of rain. They had a flash flood emergency there. St. Louis earlier this year also. Earlier this summer, I should say. Also had like 15, 16 inches of rain. So, the hail is currently the black area, this area near Griswold, and a little area there near Elliott. Golf ball sized hail as of right now, just for reference. Again, we're like western Iowa, but. Hope for no severe weather with the damage, remodeling rooms in the basement. Nice, remodeling. My least favorite part is painting. How's the Manhattan system looking? It's still looking about 60 to 70 mile per hour damaging winds. It is weakening a bit, but I would still expect some isolated damaging winds with that storm as it approaches. So, that's my thinking as of right now. Again, if you're just tuning in for the first time, I would appreciate it, again, if you hit the subscribe button down below. Again, we're the most honest forecasting here on YouTube, and we have daily forecasts, as well as making sure to hit the like button. I would appreciate it. But tomorrow will be a busy day. I'm not sure if I'm going to be live tomorrow. We'll see. Not entirely sure yet. Imagine the radar update and it's just a massive hook echo. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't really happen that's hardly ever happened. It doesn't usually just go from like a regular storm like this all of a sudden to super organize a huge hook, unless it's like a 5-minute interval. But typically radars are updating every, I would say, 2 to 3 minutes in most severe weather events, and in outbreaks are typically a little bit more often than that. Outbreaks are typically more like every minute or two. Kansas City gonna get anything? I've had that question asked a lot. Kansas City's probably not gonna see much tonight though. Maybe just an isolated storm, but it's not most likely gonna be severe. Looks bad in Iowa. Yeah, Iowa's been extremely active tonight. More active than I actually thought would happen. I mean, I wasn't expecting this many warnings. Again, we're still currently sitting on 12 severe thunderstorm warnings. We've had a lot, to say the least. And we had a tornado warning earlier, obviously, but yeah, it's been a very active night. We've had a storm up to baseball-sized hail tonight as well in Iowa. Kansas has also been very active. Let's not forget about that. Minnesota has been very, very inactive. I mean, we've seen basically 5 warnings at the most tonight. It's been a very minimal event up that direction. It was kind of a hit or miss, though, for that area. It was either going to be very active or not active at all. It's kind of come to the point where it's not really active at all. So, there you go. Could have been an enhanced risk today. Yes, you're right. Yeah, it could have been an enhanced risk for hail. I would have definitely. I mean, personally, I didn't expect it to really be this active though. So I don't blame the Storm Prediction Center for not putting an enhanced risk of severe weather. But obviously, it's one of those things where it very well could have been an enhanced risk, I mean, without a doubt. How much hail we've seen so far, for sure. By the way, we're only 8 likes away from 500. That's my last goal for the night. If you had to hit the like button, I would appreciate it. 8 likes from 500. By Ohio tomorrow, you can check out my forecast from today. It has more details on Ohio. A mess north of Des Moines, right? Where is Des Moines? It's over here. Just some isolated storms, not a whole lot. There's some strong storms up that direction. Nothing severe, nothing to be concerned about. A lot of lightning though, so obviously stay indoors, but a lot of lightning with a lot of these storms. And again, this is probably our most severe storm as of right now. I think golf ball size hail is probably our worst threat. I think the storms over in Kansas are still up to 70 mile per hour winds, but So you're gonna get rain? Where at, simply? Talking about me? New warning, by the way, for Worth County, Missouri. Our first warning of the day in Missouri for quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. That is in Worth County. We'll update there. Oh, Twin Cities? I said that? I didn't say the Twin Cities would see rain today. Actually, I thought Twin Cities wouldn't see really anything today. I think Twin Cities is just too far away from the actual event up that direction. New warning, by the way, on the storm near Manhattan. Again, if you're in Manhattan, pretty strong winds going through that area. Our latest report, by the way, was 70 miles per hour in Grandview Plaza. And we also have damage, apparently. A sign blown down on Highway US 77. So, just a little heads up there. Sign blow down. I don't know if that was a stop sign. Hopefully it wasn't. I don't know what kind of sign we're talking about, but 70-mile-per-hour winds, again, was the most recent report, which was about 14 minutes ago. That is probably still ongoing here near Manhattan as of right now. Whoa, look at that. Actually, that is a pretty impressive area. That is high winds for sure. Look at this. It's actually on radar right now. You can see the pink areas there in the bright colors. That's all very high winds going towards Manhattan, actually, as of right now. It might not go directly into Manhattan, but that is a large wind field here. That's going towards St. George as well. Crossing over Interstate 70, obviously truck drivers hopefully been aware of this, going over Interstate 70, but that is a huge amount of wind right now heading off to the northeast. And the most recent confirmation was 70-mile-per-hour winds, so we've at least seen around that number. Look at the live radar again. Estimated by radar is right around 60 to 65, so that's obviously enough to blow over our semi-truck. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it's crossing over Interstate 70. A lot of wind, again, near Manhattan, Kansas. Huge wind field that's kind of blown up here. This storm have a tornado threat? No, not at all, no. It's definitely an outflow-driven sort of... I mean, this is a very impressive downburst winds, though, going off that direction, but that is not a tornado sort of storm, and this is by no means a tornadic cell. But it is very high windstorm. I mean, you can still treat this as if it were to be some sort of tornado warning, at least. You know, get away from windows. Trees could very well get knocked over by this. Semi-trucks, that sort of thing, so... Hey, no problem hiding. Yeah, Twin Cities was not really forecasted to see anything today. I mean, I was thinking maybe an isolated shower or storm overnight tonight, but it's not going to be severe. So, I think I mentioned that in today's forecast. If not, it's probably because I just didn't have enough time to put it in there, but... Yeah, large wind field, again, heading off towards Manhattan and St. George. Yeah, if you're just tuning in for the first time, hit the subscribe button down below. I would appreciate it. Appreciate everybody liking the stream as well. We're at 519 likes. You think there'll be an enhanced risk tomorrow? There's a possibility that we get an enhanced risk tomorrow. With how things have gone today, I wouldn't be surprised if there was one. I would say it's like a 50% chance. I mean, it kind of depends on what happens here over the next couple of hours anyways. I haven't really looked at the computer models much recently. For tomorrow, I'll take a quick look and see if anything's really changed. But I wouldn't doubt, I wouldn't rule out there's an enhanced risk, so. Yeah, I don't know. There might be. It would, again, the severe weather event seems to be more of a like a mid to late evening event now. Originally this morning, it was probably going to be like a late afternoon, but it seems like timing's kind of changed a little bit. By the way, I'm trying to get my little thing here. Apparently, 92 miles per hour is not accurate. We're looking at around 70 to maybe 80 miles per hour all of a sudden here near Interstate 70. Radar is currently estimating between 70 to 80 miles per hour here near Interstate 70. So hopefully there's no truck drivers there on the road, but that is extreme winds. We could be talking very high wind speeds right now here. Again, it's being estimated near 80 miles per hour along 177 and Interstate 70, again, south of Manhattan, and it's also south of St. George. It is at very high wind speeds, as I mentioned before. It's just out in front of the thunderstorm as well. So, again, make sure that if you are driving along Interstate 70, make sure you're pulling over, make sure you're staying safe. That is extremely high winds, though, right here. I mean, we're talking very high winds. There's your circle, by the way, so. Very high wind speeds, though, for sure. Let's see if we have any new warnings. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning in Crow Wing County, Minnesota for 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-sized hail. There is still a tornado possible label on that one, by the way. So, just a little update. Thank you, Tom, by the way, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome. Man, this light brightness tonight is getting me. I have like a light behind me, but man, it's like blinding me tonight. I have to turn it down a little bit. Here's a look at the rain again. This is a look at it as of right now. That is your wind. It's kind of out in front of the storm as of right now. Go back over again to the velocities. We are talking about very high wind speeds. Again, as I mentioned before, winds are currently estimated around 70 to 80 miles per hour here near Interstate 80. It's moving off to the east-northeast as of right now. Hopefully, it'll cross over the interstate sooner so it doesn't impact those truck drivers, but and as of right now. No, it's northeast of there, simply. East of there. The warning is as of right now. Take a look at Twitter again real quick. Very high winds right now over Interstate 80. We should, or Interstate 70, excuse me. We should get a radar update. Actually, we're getting one right now, so we'll take a look and see. And here's the wind. It's a very elongated area here. It's all up and down Interstate 70, 177. Goes back up just south of 18 as well. And this is moving off probably to the east-northeast, but again, we're still seeing wind all across Interstate 70. So hopefully, you know, again, if any truck drivers are out there, again, if you're along Interstate 70, if you're watching me right now and you're a truck driver, in between Junction City, Alma, it's kind of near it's just east of 177. That's where we're seeing very high winds. Again, it's moving to the east. It will be moving towards Paxico, south of St. George, and just west of Alma as of right now. So, a little heads up. I know a few truck drivers sometimes watch, so give you a little heads up on this storm. Yeah, very high winds with that one, as I mentioned before. We're actually up to ping pong ball-sized hail, apparently, on this storm near Lindsborg as well, along Interstate 135. The warning, by the way, northwest of Wichita is no longer ongoing. It's just a strong storm. We'll update there. Back over into Iowa. We'll take a quick look at this. I haven't really looked at Iowa recently. Over to the Nebraska radar site. Got a couple of storms ongoing as of right now. Look at the hail core over here. This is over north of Carbon. This actually might be possibly up to ping pong ball or even greater sized hail. Definitely an increase of hailstone sizes here. Pretty large hail potentially ongoing here. Again, near Carbon. Your hail core. Possibly up to ping pong ball size hail, but has not been updated yet. Tornado sirens are going off in Manhattan. Thank you for the report. Yeah, there might be tornado sirens going off in Manhattan. And again, cities, towns all vary with tornado sirens. They sometimes will go off for severe thunderstorm warnings to a certain threshold. So keep that in mind. They're not always for tornadoes, but they might be going off because of the wind threat. Would make sense because the 70-mile-per-hour winds is pretty dangerous. Yeah, all cities and towns vary, and you might not realize that, but they actually do. I mean, I used to live in Texas, and they would literally have them go off for 60 to 70-mile-per-hour winds. I mean, even the lowest wind threshold, I mean, they would have them go off for. So it would go off for basically any severe thunderstorm warning. Kind of a little learning lesson for those that might not be entirely aware. I mean, every city and town varies, though. I mean, they're not all the same. No, there's no tornado warnings as of right now. Yeah, if you're just tuning in for the first time, hit the subscribe button. I've said it like a million times, but I would appreciate it. Yeah, we do daily live stream or daily forecasts. We do some live streams here and there for all severe weather events for the most part. So, be updated. Any questions, anybody? Anybody have any questions? Anything like that? Thank you, Sorcerer, by the way. I appreciate you reporting that. So, severe thunderstorm warning in the Pottawatomie County has now been expired. Canceled, one of the two. I think it might have expired because it's now 10:03, but I might be mistaken. Yeah, if you have any weather questions, feel free to let me know. I'm going to real quick take a quick bathroom break because I've not actually done one, and like literally I've been live for 3 hours. I'll be right back. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short break. While I take a quick 30 to 45 second break, I'd like to remind you to hit that like button down below. It really helps our page out a lot. Also, if you have not already, make sure to hit that red subscribe button down below. It'll give you our latest forecasts and live streams here on our YouTube channel. Also, make sure to hit that little bell icon to the right and click all so you get notified on when those live streams and videos come out. And if you'd like to support our page above and beyond, click the first link in the description. It'll redirect you to a membership page. For as little as $2.99 per month, you can become a member on our YouTube channel, which includes exclusive forecasts, and as well as a chat badge in both the live streams and comment section, and some emojis to go along with it, which you can use in live streams and as well as in our comment section. I'll also give you a shout out here on stream. We'll be back in about 15 to 20 seconds. All right, I'm back. Not far. There we go. All right, back onto the Manhattan Storm. Again, it is producing 60 to 70 mile per hour damaging winds along Interstate 70 west of Alma. That's where we're at as right now. Welcome back, though. Has been busy. I've literally had no breaks. Been talking a lot tonight. We have a new warning in Montgomery for a golf ball-sized hail. This is Montgomery County, Iowa. Golf ball-sized hail. Back over to here. And here's the storm. That's near Red Oak. This area near Stanton has already seen, unfortunately, up to 2-inch sized hail. We've already had confirmation of that here north of Highway 34. So there's already been confirmation of that tonight. Just for a heads up, there possibly will be more hail for Stanton. So Stanton was also under that tornado warning earlier. In Elliott, you might get a tornado warning. Quick look. Oh. Yeah, we might get a tornado warning. That is some rotation. This is the area that's already seen a tornado warning tonight. May get another one. That is some pretty strong rotation. That's north of Stanton as of right now, west of Grant. Also, that's really just come out of nowhere here. That is a lot. That's pretty strong rotation, though. By the way, thank you, George, Caddy, as well as Nicholas for subscribing. I appreciate it. Yeah, this storm has a pretty strong rotation here. I'm actually surprised that hasn't been warned yet. But yeah, that is definitely interesting. That is a pretty big strength in the rotation here. That's pretty much where they typically happen here. Again, we got our hail back up here. We got a little hail down here as well. A couple of areas of some quarter or up to golf ball sized hail. Let me go back over to the velocities. We'll take a look at this next radar scan. Yeah, there's definitely some rotation there. I also have got another warning out here for ping pong ball sized hail. But yeah, it's broader than the last scan, but there's definitely some rotation there. It'll be something to monitor. And this is over this is basically north of where we had our last tornado warning about 2 hours ago. So that's a big increase, though, from what we had before. We're currently in western Iowa, Crystal. Thank you for the report, Dub. Yeah, again, we're currently looking at a golf ball-sized hailstorm with decent amount of rotation north of Stanton. Again, this is an area where we did have a tornado warning earlier this evening, about 2 hours ago, 2.5 hours ago. That was just down to the south of this storm, but again, another possibility that we get a tornado warning here pretty shortly if it's able to strengthen at all. The rotation looks like it actually had a funnel cloud at least at the bare minimum here near Elliott. This is a few thousand feet up in the atmosphere. There was at least some sort of rotation a little bit higher up. That's very tight. That's most likely at least some sort of funnel cloud. If not, maybe even some sort of wall cloud or something like that. But closer to the surface, obviously a little bit weaker. But we may have actually had some sort of brief occurrence of a tornado. It's not out of the question near Elliott. Very tight rotation, though, in the upper levels for sure. No problem, Crystal. That is interesting, though. New warnings. We have a lot of new warnings. I just haven't really been able to get to them. Kind of watching this storm, though. This storm, again, has been very interesting. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if we did get a tornado warning on this, but we'll see what happens. See what happens in the next couple of scans. And not a whole lot. Again, it's a little bit broader now, but there was very strong rotation there at the very beginning. Again, I don't doubt that we at least had a funnel cloud there. I don't know if anybody's even storm chasing anymore, at least in this area near Elliott, but that looked to be probably at least some sort of funnel cloud on radar for sure. If not, there may have even been, again, a brief tornado. It's not out of the question, so. Not one of those things, though. Not entirely sure, but I'm almost positive we had something there. Also, a new update on Marshall County, Kansas. We have a storm that is now up to ping pong ball-sized hail for Marshall County. So just a new update there. I'm losing my voice all of a sudden. Holy moly. Sorry. Actually, I've never lost my voice or even gotten close to that ever, even though I talk a lot and I talk very fast, but for some reason I'm actually starting to lose my voice a little bit. Oh, Brandon's actually on the storm. Thank you, Patrick. It actually might be the first time I've actually began to lose my voice doing a live stream, which never happens. See if it's back to normal, maybe? It's a little bit back to normal. I feel it a little bit, though. Kind of funny. Is it like the worst position ever? Yeah, that sometimes happens. Storm chasers aren't always able to get the best positions, and kind of goes for any storm, though. Yeah, there's definitely some rotation here. Oh, whoa, look at this. There might be a tornado on the ground. Right here, north of Stanton, west and southwest of Grant. That is very strong rotation. That possibly is a possibility of tornado. That is very strong rotation, though. So again, north of Stanton, southwest of Grant, excuse me. Again, possibility that that's a tornado there. Correlation coefficient, again, I'm kind of looking at it. It doesn't show a definitive area. It shows a little bit of orange. We're kind of at the beginning stages of this, so there might be something here. That is possibility of a tornado there. And I'm really shocked there's not been a tornado warning on this yet already. But that is definitely very strong rotation right now, just to the west-southwest of Grant. Here's the latest radar update. The radar is actually updating like every minute. Back over to the storm relative velocities here. I'm honestly still shocked we do not have a tornado warning on this, because the rotation has actually been pretty decent with this storm. Again, just southwest of Grant. But definitely could have actually had a tornado there for a moment. I was very tight, though, for a second there. Thanks, Drew. I appreciate it. I'm glad I was able to help you tonight. Rotations in the inflow? I mean, it's definitely a possibility, though. We could still see a tornado here. Then a little bit of a hook. It's not in the best spot, but it's definitely possible. The only problem is we are pretty far away from the radar sites. I mean, the other one's over here. We have another one. We're in between two radar sites, so again, we might see some rotation, but that was very tight. I mean, we typically don't see that from that far away. New warning, by the way, for Ringgold and Decatur counties, Iowa. That is for quarter-sized hail and up to 50-mile-per-hour winds. You think that's hail? Maybe. The hail, though, is not overly... I mean, if we look at the hail real quick. This is the estimated hailstone size right now. Yeah, actually, it very well could be. I mean, this is way overestimated, but this is possibility that it might have been hail, but I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I looked at the other radar site back up in the Iowa one, the Des Moines, Iowa one, the radar site back up to the northeast. From that angle, it looked like we may have had some rotation still with that radar angle, and that is looking pretty much in a different angle from not really looking into the hail. It's kind of like in a beeline like this. It doesn't really go into the hail, really. And that one showed rotation, but it didn't show the tightening, but not one of those things. Again, we're pretty far away from radar sites, but and I wouldn't be shocked if we saw something brief there, but it's definitely hard to tell. That's why you have the National Weather Service. All right, back to the next radar update here. You can clearly see these amount of wind. It very well could be hail, though. You do bring up a good point there. We go back, let's look at the hail radar as of right now. And we're gonna have a lot of hail overlapping, but we've had some pretty significant hailstone sizes. Back near Elliott, there was a bit of an increase there. That has dwindled a little bit. We have more of a hail threat up this direction now near Grant. That all could be all kind of at the same play there, but yeah, a lot of hail more than anything with the storm. But that was a pretty big increase of velocities for sure. Very interesting storm to say the least, though. Again, moving off to the southeast. I think St. Louis will see some storms tomorrow. St. Louis definitely has a possibility, Connor. Check out my latest forecast from today. I have timing on there, so check that out. Let me go back over to here real quick. All right, cool. That's updated. Let me go back over to Twitter real quick. We actually have a new update, by the way, on Tropical Storm Fiona, even though this storm is not really related to that. I'm kind of surprised, but the National Hurricane Center still does not have this going to a major hurricane on the Day 5 outlook, which obviously it's still a little bit far out. But as of right now, hurricane warnings have now been issued for the Dominican Republic and both Puerto Rico. So both those areas are now included in tropical storm, or I keep saying tropical storm. Hurricane warnings have been issued, though, for those two areas. So just a little heads up. Other than that, though, no new updates. No new mesoscale discussions either. Currently in western Iowa. I wouldn't be surprised if it was hail. But again, I mean, you can still see it as it looks as right now. I mean, you can kind of see it's that sort of stage. Definitely high winds, it looks like, but again, that very well could be from hail. It's kind of one of those things. The storm is warned for golf ball sized hail. We probably are seeing a little bit of golf ball sized hail with this storm as well, especially back up here, but there also might be some in here, so that might be hindering our velocities. So, see the tropical storm on radar right now in Puerto Rico. All right, real quick, we're going to take a look. I do have access to a radar in Puerto Rico. Yeah, here's your tropical storm. Put it in motion here for a second. I'll go back to the storms here in a second. I just want to point this out. This is Tropical Storm Fiona. You can kind of see the spin on it. Can't really go too far back, but it is approaching Puerto Rico, and it's massive, by the way. There's a lot of convection with that storm. Yeah, that's a pretty crazy storm, to say the least. We have a new wind gust report over just southwest of Manhattan, by the way, of 67 miles per hour, so just a little update there. In that area. What's light green? Just light rain. Light rain is all it is. Let's talking about velocities. Velocities is winds going towards the radar with light green. This right here is going towards the radar. This is going away from the radar. And that's your rotation. But overall, it's not really rotating that heavily right now. I would say it's more of a hail thing more than anything. There's a lot of hail back near Grant for sure. A pretty impressive cell, though, to say the least. The storm, by the way, for Crow Wing is no longer a tornado possible. That's the one in Minnesota, which Minnesota's been pretty minimal event so far tonight, but I'll update there. Severe weather for Michigan Wednesday? I don't know about Wednesday. I mean, we might see something next week. I've not really done any forecasts on the long term. We've had a lot of stuff in the short term, obviously. But we might get something. Severe weather may occur in like the Midwest and maybe into the Ohio Valley. But as of right now, I can't really make any sort of actual forecast on overall severe weather. You know, will it be an enhanced risk? Will it be whatever? I can't really give you that information, but we might see something. Let me take a quick look at the jet stream going into next week. I haven't really looked into the severe weather though for beyond really Tuesday. Tuesday's kind of been like the furthest I've gone out, but I'll take a look real quick. Wednesday, yeah, there might be something Wednesday, but we'll see. I mean, if there is anything, it's going to be pretty like minimal, like maybe some isolated severe weather, just due to the fact it's a positively tilted trough, so won't be like an outbreak most likely or anything like that. Anything on the lightning count? Yeah, let me take a look. I don't have it on the software, but I'll take a quick look at the amount of lightning we're seeing with these storms. Back over on these storms in southwest Iowa, we're currently looking at about 100 strikes per minute. There's a lot of lightning. 100 strikes. That's all the storms, though, combined. Northeast going to get hit Monday. Yeah, there's a chance for severe weather in the Northeast on Monday. You're correct. There's a little marginal threat right now. I haven't seen any photos, Evan. I know there's flooding going, but I haven't really looked at any photos. I think I've seen like 2, but there's been some insane flooding in Alaska from that typhoon, basically the remnants of that typhoon. May 11th, 2022 for Minnesota? No. I mean, I didn't do nationwide weather until literally June, so I don't actually. Don't really know a whole lot about anything. Honestly, I didn't really ever do nationwide weather. Any like nationwide events that have really happened between I would say late 2019 till about mid 2022 or so. I didn't know a whole lot about unless I was live streaming it because I just did all North Texas weather. That was my sole focus. So I'm not overly familiar with everything in the past like 3 years other than recently. Thank you, Timothy, by the way, for becoming a Storm Chaser member. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much for becoming a member. Enjoy your perks. Enjoy your benefits. Any severe weather this fall? Yeah, severe weather during the fall is more common than not. It's like our second severe weather season. That's what people call it. But yeah, second severe weather season is pretty common. Typically more than not happens in the south. I actually have a fall forecast on where you can expect severe weather this fall, like the best chance for it. I'll link it in chat real quick if you want to check that out. It actually has details on where you might see severe weather this fall. I'll put it in chat a couple times. If you want to check that out, definitely feel free to. It's a full breakdown on where you might see some severe weather this fall and where the best chance is. Like 4 or 5 minutes long for the severe weather thing. So it's an interesting video. I actually like making that one. I'm getting really hungry. I haven't had food in like 8 hours. So live stream won't be too much longer, but luckily things seem to be winding down a little bit. We have another wind gust over down near Manhattan, by the way, of 61 miles per hour. So a couple of things there. And those warnings were both just canceled. So it seems like the wind has gone away at this point with this storm. It's definitely weakening. That's the one near Manhattan. Topeka also, that storm might be heading that direction. It's definitely not severe anymore. It seems like it's on a weakening trend. Still have some storms, again, as I mentioned before, in Iowa, but these storms are probably going to be weakening as well. The one here still has some pretty decent intensity, so those near Carbon and Corning and Prescott going to get hit again by this storm, another storm at least, tonight. So that's what we're expecting as of right now. Hey, no problem, Fire. I appreciate you tuning in. No, I do not use RadarScope for live streams. RadarScope is a good app, though. I do recommend it. Thank you, Viper, as well as Tim, by the way, for subscribing. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Thank you. I hope everybody's enjoyed the stream so far. I mean, long live stream. We're only 3 subscribers from 17,650. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button, or the subscribe down below. 17,650, I think I meant to say. Going on in Crow Wing? Not much. It's just one storm. It's weakening out. Overall, severe weather will be going down in those areas. Yeah, tomorrow there's a tornado potential. It's low, but it's going to be across areas like Illinois. Again, I might go live tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see what happens. I am really hungry, though, so I'm going to have to go eat. But other than that, I do appreciate everybody tuning in. As always, it's been a great stream. I've been live streaming for 3.5 hours. This is my longest live stream I've had in a long time. So I do appreciate everybody tuning in. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe. If you enjoyed the stream by any means and you want to support my page above and beyond, again, I do this like all the time. So make sure if you want to support our page, you can click the top link in the description and become a member. You can also donate one time if you want. It really helps the page out a lot. But otherwise, if you don't, I really do appreciate you tuning in as always. Again, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Like the stream if you haven't already. Join our Discord server. That link will be in the chat as well from Nightbot. And other than that, I appreciate everybody tuning in. As always, I'm going to grab a bite to eat and then go to bed. I might be live tomorrow, as I mentioned before, but not 100% sure. I'll keep you posted if I do. And really on Discord, you'll know more than anything firsthand if I will go live. All right, have a great night, everybody. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Yes, I know I need to go eat. But I appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll see you guys all again later. If I go live tomorrow, I'll see you then. But if not, I will see you some other time. Have a great night. We'll see you again soon.